By the way, that email gets printed and goes up on the wall in the building.
The home of New York Giants football, The Fan.
Runs out of the tackle, down the right sideline, cuts inside at the 5, in for the touchdown!
1019 FM, WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Happy Dig Out Tuesday to you. It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash here because Evan is on the IL, Tiki.
He is. And for the first time all year? All year? We're sitting.
We're sitting. Yes, we are sitting. I haven't been home since Sunday afternoon, so I'm in no mood to stand right now. And Evan, for all that standing his back did, yes, his back injury gave out in a hotel bed, and he was labored yesterday. I am stunned. He pulled himself from the lineup. A little load management here, but Evan Roberts out. So plenty to get to. Plenty of football to get to. The Combine's here. Throughout the course of the show, I know it'll be a little bit later on in the show. Aaron Glenn, John Harbaugh, and Darren Muji will all speak, I think, in the 1 o'clock hour. We should maybe have some quotes coming out from Joe Shane early this hour, but a lot of football in the mind, and this is a big NFL week, Tiki. Even if the Combine itself and the events that get televised, if anybody chooses to sit down and watch it, they find it extremely boring.
Right.
It's still a week with a lot of NFL news.
Oh, there's a ton of NFL news that's going to come out of this week because the GMs are getting together and conversations about free agency are going to start happening, and obviously we'll talk about the draft, what prospects look good and whatnot. But it's really interesting, though, to compare and contrast over the last 30 or so years what this NFL Combine is and has become, because give credit to the NFL. They've made it into a television event.
They have.
They've made it into something that you as a football consumer feel like you need to watch, when, trust me, you don't. Because there's nothing that's going to come out of that other than this kid is a good kid, which you could probably find out anyways. You don't need to go to the Combine to know the intel on Ty Simpson.
Yes.
What kind of person he is. Obviously, you're going to see it on tape, and by and large, it feels like a lot of these top guys, they don't want to even do anything at the NFL Combine.
Mendoza's not throwing.
Some guys don't even want to get measured.
Yeah.
They don't want to, hey, my thing says I'm 6'1", and they're actually 5'11". And so it's changed so much. I remember going there feeling intimidated. This is back, obviously, years ago in 1997. But I felt intimidated going to the Combine. Like, man, these guys are judging me. And I got to do a Cybex test to see how strong my quads are relative to my hamstrings. And now I got to get under this bench and do 225 and run a 40. And if I don't measure up, how's it going to hurt me or help me? And I don't think it did anything for me, to be honest with you. People projected me into first, top of second. I got drafted at the top of the second round. It just kind of was what it was. But back then, it was just something you did. Yeah. Now, these kids are preparing for the Combine with the interviews and the testing that you got to take. It's a little bit crazy.
And a lot of, I don't blame a guy like Mendoza for not throwing. First of all, what do you have to gain? Your best tape is the tape you have playing football games as opposed to doing this. But you also have all these pro days, and teams go to see you at the pro days. It's how many times can you go through the same damn test? So I don't blame anybody not doing that. Now, Tiki, as I'm stuck in a hotel room for another night last night because the Long Island Railroad still would not run home, and I got the text that Evan may be out with this back injury. I started the prep. All right, what are we going to talk about Combine-wise? And I went through all 32 teams, and I went through all of the storylines in the Combine, of which I'm going to rip off the top ones to tell you which ones matter. And I really think that while we have talked about the veteran quarterback stuff, and Evan put out his big board.
Yes.
I believe that there are no two people on this planet that this Combine week is most important for than Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn. Now, hear me out. It is easy for us as fans and jet watchers and wanting to get better to say, this is not a deep quarterback class. You got to kick the can down the road.
Right.
That's not as easy for Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn to say. We know no matter what, they are going to add a veteran quarterback, if not two, because they have to.
Right.
However, much like Brian Dable and Joe Shane were in the place of just a year ago in this town, you need that golden ticket to hold on to when things go awry.
I got
for
the
your
golden
jobs,
ticket.
you do. Yes, the Willy Wonka. You need the golden ticket. You need something to point to that could, for better or worse, be your job safer. And what the Jets have done by virtue of Darren Muji being pretty smart at the trade deadline, is they have set themselves up for what I will call the Giants model.
Which is
this. You have a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
Don't burn that on a quarterback.
Right.
Take the best player available so that when you walk out of this draft, you know you did not wreck your franchise with a top 5 pick. You have a successful one. You don't reach on a quarterback.
Right.
There.
And you have your Frank Gifford.
Yes.
Who was 16.
16. Exactly. Wait, who?
Frank Gifford, number 16.
Yeah. The pick 16. Like Frank, who's the player? Frank Gifford. Yes.
That's how I now remember it. After you thought it was Y.A. Tittle.
Which brings me to pick 16. What the Jets also have here is another golden ticket, right? It's 16. The Giants last year had to trade back up and play this waiting game of when do we pounce to take the quarterback that, oh, by the way, at this time last year, people thought Jackson Dart was a second-round pick. They did.
Right.
Go back. I did the research. Can they find the Jackson Dart of this draft? Because looking back, last year is thought of as just Cam Ward. Shador Sanders is going to fall. It's Jackson Dart. This draft replicates a lot of that. It's Fernando Mendoza. What do we know about these other guys? And I believe that yesterday when we got the news, Ty Simpson out of Alabama is going to throw at the combine. This seems to be the one that is progressing up to be the second quarterback in this draft.
Yep.
I don't think
Agreed.
Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn can afford for Ty Simpson to go to a franchise like the Rams and kind of sit there. Or if he throws well, I think you have to take him at 16.
So here's my only pushback.
All right.
On Ty, because I liked Ty Simpson. And matter of fact, Evan and I, when we would talk about this during the regular season, college regular season, for about 3/4 of the college football season, my number one was Ty Simpson.
Yes.
It was not Fernando Mendoza. When Fernando Mendoza started miraculously winning some of these games, I think the Penn State game was the one where you really started saying, man, this kid's got some chutzpah when it matters, right? And so ultimately, I loved Fernando Mendoza, but Ty Simpson was the guy for a long time. Now, here's the challenge, though, with Ty Simpson. He's limited as an athlete. Put that in quotes, the athlete. And so the modern QB needs some sort of athleticism. And so if you're the Jets, are you going to draft a kid whose upside is maybe Tony Romo? Like that's the ceiling.
Still good ceiling.
Are you drafting Tony Romo in the first round? Tony Romo was not a first-round pick, as we all remember. He was a 6th-round pick.
No, I think he was undrafted.
You might be right.
I think he was undrafted.
No, you're right. I think he was undrafted. But either way, do you really want to draft that guy who is not potentially going to be a superstar? Jackson Dart had superstar potential. It was so unpolished. It's so raw. And ultimately, it was harnessed a little bit in his rookie season, and we saw some great things. He finished in the top 5 of the Rookie of the Year voting. He was fantastic, as we all know, as a Giant fan and lovers. We feel like he's our future. I don't think Ty Simpson's giving you that. I think he can give you consistency, but I think there's a limit on his upside. So are you really drafting that in the first round?
Okay. I think you're right, first of all, having watched all these Alabama games, but I do want to put something in a little bit of context. So for those wondering, why Ty Simpson, what happened to him, he did not really play at all his first 3 years, but didn't transfer.
Right.
Sat there at Alabama.
Played 1 year, that's it.
Right, played last year, and then what happened was midway through the year, he got an injury. And he decided to play through it because this was his chance to prove. So if you look, his first 9 games, he's loaded up the stats. As Tiki alluded to, he wanted Ty Simpson as quarterback.
100%.
The rest of the year, he fell off a plateau, and you could point to the fact that he got hurt. He didn't survive the bowl game or whatever happened at the end of the year. And he was banged up, and that took a dip in his numbers. So you might be right as far as mobility and the upside and all that goes into it. This is still a guy that sat at Alabama for 4 years observing SEC football and playing this year.
But he wasn't playing SEC football.
No, but when he did this year earlier in the year, he was playing good football.
Yeah.
Now, I'm with you, and this is why I would not take him top 5. It's why he's not being discussed there.
I agree with that.
But there's also a difference, Tiki, and this is the reality of the NFL. There is a difference between what is best for the franchise and what is best for the people running the franchise. And my only point to that would be, if I was a Jet fan, I would probably say, you know what, I am willing to wait 1 more year. However, I don't think this GM and coach can. Because if they go bring in Derek Carr, or they go, I'm going to count out Malik Willis. I think he's going to get too much money somewhere else. They go trade for Tua or whatever they do. We already know the ceilings of those guys.
Yeah.
And the ceilings of those guys with the talent on the roster still may not be good enough to save Aaron Glenn or Darren Muji's job if they go win 5 games this year.
Unlike at the end of this is trying to save your job at the beginning of your tenure.
Yeah.
As opposed to what we talked about last year with Dabes and Joe Shane, saving your job at the end, potential end of that tenure by drafting a quarterback who could, quote unquote, save you. They're trying to do it early.
That's my point. And I think when you have this pick and Mougie traded for it, you're not screwing the franchise by taking a quarterback in the top 5. But, man, it works out in that back end. Now, CBS Sports did like a spot on all the Ty Simpson landing things when I came through, and they all have this range. Could the Steelers take him with Mike McCarthy at 21? The Rams, I mentioned, at 29. The Cardinals are lurking to trade back in. Like, the Jets, to me, fit the bill of the exact kind of team because of the draft capital they have to not have to burn trading picks to take Ty Simpson there.
Yeah.
Be bold.
Yeah, and so unlike those other teams, let's assume that Aaron Rodgers goes back or he goes to the Rams late. He'll sit. He'll sit. Like they're not even a prospect of him competing for the starting job. He's going to sit. Mm-hmm. He's going to learn. He's going to grow in his first season. Where if he comes to the Jets, there's a good chance he's going to get pushed to play.
Well, and that's the thing. And
I don't know if that's a good thing.
You draft him with the intent, just like the Giants did when they brought in Russell Wilson. Okay, we can all throw up in our mouths now. You bring him in with the intent to sit.
Right.
Sit behind we know they're adding a veteran no matter what. But to that point, when a season goes awry, what is the best way for a coach and GM to plant their flag? Hey, that young quarterback we drafted looks good. We are building something.
Just throw him in there.
Just throw him in there. You don't have that. You don't have that in the second half of the year if you don't be bold with the 16th pick.
Right.
And now you want to play the game and say he's there at 33? All right, we can have that conversation. But you're also throwing the dice when I mentioned all those other teams.
You might be convincing me a minute.
Think about it.
Here's, and it's what you just said that kind of rung true with me. I don't know who they're going to bring in, veteran. There's going to be a veteran that's brought in.
Yeah.
We know that. To be determined what happens with Justin Fields, probably going to get released post whatever, etc. He's not on this team next year, I don't think. So they bring in a veteran, and that veteran plays, and he just say he's not good. Let's say Tua is just not good, and he's throwing a ton of interceptions. He needed Mike McDaniel to be a somewhat decent quarterback. He's faltering. The season's awry. You're going to win 5 games. You're not running Tua out there over and over and over, or Brady Cook. You're not running him out there over and over because it becomes not interesting.
Right.
And the Jet fan completely disconnects. But if season's lost, you drafted Ty Simpson at 16 and you run him out there, it's like, man, maybe he learned something. And we know he's here for the next couple of years. It could be beneficial for him and for the team because you get to see what you have when the season gets lost.
And hear me out a little further. It's all about not wanting to, when you take a quarterback in the first round, the fear is this is a bust and I wasted a pick.
Yeah.
If you're not using your pick that you earned with your terrible record to do it and it's a traded for pick, I don't view it the same way. Also, they got 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner. The other one is next year, and what everybody is claiming is a better draft than this one. Even at the worst case if Ty Simpson fails, you still traded Sauce Gardner for a first-round pick, which I think we could all agree is still, if they had said Sauce Gardner got traded for a first and not 2, we would have been fine with it last year, right?
Yeah.
The upside of hitting on a franchise quarterback and not burning like a top 5 pick is enormous. It just worked for the Giants and made them an attractive franchise. I'm not saying it will work out, but I'm saying this GM and this head coach can't afford not to at least take the swing on it with the 16th pick. Now, he could come to the combine and look like a disaster, and we're laughing at this take on Monday. But this is what is in front of us this week at the Combine. And it is so imperative that Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougie find another quarterback to rise to the top here because they need it more than any other regime. Sean McVay don't need to do it.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy's on his first year. He doesn't need to do it. The Arizona Cardinals, they just hired a new head coach. They don't need to do it. They have that 1-year grace period.
Right. They don't have the failure of last year.
This is year 2 with a stink on this regime. They can't keep kicking the quarterback can down the road. They need Ty Simpson to show up this week, and they need to be the team taking him.
Or some veteran comes loose and it becomes the guy.
Okay.
But that's unlikely.
Right.
That's unlikely.
You want to tell me that C.J. Stroud magically Texans from the divorce?
Or Malik, even Malik Willis.
Okay,
who
the
we've talked
price
about.
point comes to
but
them.
But as you heard the morning show talking about, that number sounds excessive. And it's not one, if I'm the Jets, that I'm willing to go to.
And we'll also know that before the draft, too. That's the beauty of it.
You're right.
We'll know that in March. So, but as it stands, when we keep talking about these quarterbacks, Mac Jones or Derek Carr, all these guys, we know the end result. The chance of them turning into a 10-win team with that veteran quarterback are slim. They could be more competitive, but the Jets regime needs upside even more so than just the competitiveness. And using that cold pick on the next quarterback in the draft, which may be Ty Simpson, seems to me to be a very smart play. 808-1019. Jet fans, your thoughts. Jets looking for a quarterback this week at the Combine. Do they need to follow the Giants model? Your call's next. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest prices on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Kalshi Trade on Anything, and also sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
His hair flapping in the breeze. He's walking to home plate.
Mets fans,
That is remarkable, even at this place.
I've never seen this before.
Yankees fans, love to talk about their teams. We do too. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Make the smart choice, the Mazda CX-5. With standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety, and effortless handling, there's more to a Mazda than meets the eye. Lease your 2025 Mazda CX-5 for only $209 a month and elevate your journey wherever the road takes you. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
penalty kick
out of the park.
from way downtown for a
Beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Go teams!
201-450-4263. Hi, I'm Dr. Glenn Gedgerman, and that's my cell phone number. If you've been recently diagnosed with prostate cancer, please call me directly at 201-450-4263. For more than 20 years, my team and I have helped prostate cancer patients at John Theurer Cancer Center's Radiation Oncology Department, now one of the largest programs of its kind in New Jersey. If you have prostate cancer, call my cell, day or night, at 201-450-4263. That's 201-450-4263. At John Theurer Cancer Center, we use TomoTherapy's unique guided radiotherapy to precisely focus on the prostate gland. Our treatments can be safely completed in a shorter period of time with fewer side effects and better sexual function. Call my cell at 201-450-4263. I'll make sure you're seen within 48 hours. John Theurer Cancer Center, a division of Hackensack Meridian Health.
Hey, this is Tiki Barber. Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, it's time for a new high-efficiency Carrier system. And there's only one company to call for a new one. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas. So get your system checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
It's Tiki Barber with 2 words any business owner wants to hear: extra income. Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for New York businesses to assist with local deliveries. You get paid for each package delivered. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup cost, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. If you're a New York business ready to assist with local deliveries, sign up today at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter X.com/AI.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With a center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
He got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13 and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with autopay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission, no cash access, and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? Oof, we've got specialists for that. Layup, take you down? We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Get ready for more Evan and Tiki.
Hi, this is John Starks. At John Starks Kia, we don't play games. No gimmicks, no tricks, no hidden fees, no surprises, and no money down. Right now, lease a brand new 2026 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive for just $299 a month with zero down. Or even save up to $7,000 on remaining 2025 Kia Telluride. What we say is what it is, period. See you at John Starks Kia in Queens.
36-month lease excludes tax, title, and MV fees. No security deposit required. 10,000 miles per year. Expires March 3rd.
Town Fair Tire honors any valid rebates, manufacturers or competitors' rebates. Yes, even any competitors' rebates. And we give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Got gold or silver just laying around? Estates Roadshow wants it, and they're paying top dollar. Friday through Tuesday at TMT Cash for Gold locations on Route 9 South and Old Bridge or in Toms River, corner of 37th and Hooper Avenue. Visit tmtcashforgold.com.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Jeff Passan reports 9-time All-Star Chris Sale and the Atlanta Braves are in agreement on a 1-year, $27 million contract extension that includes a club option for $30 million in 2028. Sale 36 was going to hit free agency after this year, maybe the biggest free agent, or one of them, as we know this is going to be a weak free agent class, but he'll remain in Atlanta to be a Met rival. So there you go. Chris Sale for the next 2 years tormenting you Met fans. Enjoy.
Lovely.
Joe Shane is currently meeting the media. We are going to do a lot of what he had to say. Tiki has some thoughts, probably at the top of the hour, but we did start here with the Jets and how important this week is for Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji. 888-808-1019. Mike in Bedminster starts us off. Mike, what's up?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
All's well.
Hey, Tiki, quick question for you, then I'll hang up and listen. Do you honestly think that, I'm a Jets fan, but do you honestly think that Tony Romo's career wouldn't be worth a first-round pick? Like, I'm not saying Ty Simpson is the guy or any of these guys are the guys.
It's a good question.
If you redrafted Tony Romo in his career, he's 100% a first-round pick, especially if you're drafting him at 15. I'll hang up and listen.
Yeah, look, it's interesting because Tony Romo was such a good quarterback who just couldn't get it done. It always felt like he hit a ceiling. And I think if you're the Jets, it's what are you looking for as a Jet fan? Are you looking for someone to bring you confidence? If that's the case, then albeit, you know what? We'll take Tony Romo. But if you're looking for someone to potentially, and this is what the Giants likely did when they drafted Jackson Dart, we want a guy that can be a leader for a decade plus and win us a Super Bowl. And so it depends on what you want as a fan. Like, do you want the guy who's going to potentially be a Super Bowl champion, or you want the guy that's just going to be pretty good for, 8 or so years? And so I don't know. I guess if you're a Jet fan, maybe that is okay with a limited ceiling and limited upside. But I don't you think you should shoot higher, especially when you have the chance to?
I would like to shoot higher, though.
And I know what you're saying. You said this in the last segment, that they could draft Ty Simpson, and if it doesn't feel right, then next year you draft another quarterback in the first round. Evan even says that. And I hear that, and I'm like, who the hell does that? Nobody does that.
Nobody does that, but I think the Jets are in a different situation based on the capital they've acquired. Where if they're not moving any and you're sitting back, you still have that other Colts first rounder next year, the Dallas first rounder next year. I don't think it kills you, and I think the upside of if you hit, then wow, imagine having those picks next year and you have the quarterback situation settled. As far as Tony Romo goes, I think I was way more critical of Tony Romo in his career, and now as the years have passed, I mean, I'm willing to understand that not all the failures of the Dallas Cowboys were on Tony Romo.
No.
But there comes a point of time you need to rise above failures. You think when Eli made those 2 Super Bowl runs, he didn't have other failures a part of him?
Of course he did.
He wasn't complaining that the Dez play versus the Packers ruined a Super Bowl run or Patrick Creighton dropped the pass. I mean, what are we talking about? Happens to every quarterback. But to your point, Romo there was something just missing.
Just off from being really, really good.
Really, really good. But that's still the Jets getting a Tony Romo is better than anything we've seen for 20 years.
No, you're right. But that feels like settling to me.
I agree. I agree.
And so if you're at this juncture where Darren Muji has done a really good job of getting you tons of draft capital as well as tons of cap space, don't you want to build it the best way that you can?
Yes, but will they be afforded the time to build it the best way they can? That's a good question. That's the only reason I'm hammering this home. It is so easy to say, no, wait till next year. We don't, as fans, operate the same clock that these owners do with their coaches and GMs.
This is true.
And it's just about patience. And if the owner doesn't have patience, and Woody Johnson he's always been a patient man. I don't know how if you're this regime go, yeah, we could do this. Wait one more year.
Right.
Eric in Rivervale. Eric, what's up?
Shaun, Tiki, how are we, gentlemen?
All's good.
Love that you guys are talking Jets here. And, Shaun, I can't help it, but it's saying that the Jets have to follow the Giants path. I mean, there have been plenty of other organizations that have taken late round or late picks.
No,
Giants just did it. Giants just did it the last season.
No, I totally get it.
And my point was using 2 first-round picks, not blowing your top. Like the Giants directly had a top 5 pick they used on the best defensive player on the board, which the Jets should do as well.
I agree with that. Now, I don't disagree necessarily at looking at quarterback at 16. I just don't know that the quarterbacks that are there, particularly like a Ty Simpson, is worthy of a 16.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out, I think, at the Combine. That's the question. And for me, what I thought was really interesting is the idea of Nussmeier, right, who is somebody I think the Jets could potentially get
later,
much later, maybe a second or third round pick, and then you get a position of value because the Jets have so much work to do. And I don't think Muji's going anywhere. Whether or not Glenn does is to be determined.
Yeah.
So for me, the thought would be leverage the picks that we have next year. This is a rebuilding year, clearly. If we can get, a home run and get lucky maybe in a late 3rd round pick with a guy like Nussmeier, who's got, I think, a much bigger upside than Simpson does, that to me is where the value lies and where you potentially could completely change the look of this Jets team by, the end of next year. Because let's be honest, I don't care who they draft as a quarterback, at 16, if they do it, none of them are winning enough games to potentially save Aaron Glenn's job.
Yeah. No, you're right. Now, the question will be, what does he look like at the Combine? This is why I think Garrett Nussmeier is going to be one of the more interesting prospects, even though he's not a first round. He's not going in the first round.
No, which this time last year, we thought he'd be a top 5 pick.
Right, because he threw for 4,000 yards and was fantastic in Brian Kelly's last year. Because Brian Kelly got fired in the middle of this year. But you know what I mean? Yeah. He looked good last year. This year, he battled a ton of injuries and was just kind of not really the same player, even though statistically it wasn't horrible. It just didn't feel elite.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm interested to see how he's measured because he's listed at 6'2", 200, but he looks more like
that's
6 foot,
I was going to say
195.
Essentially, Ty Simpson has the same measurements.
Exactly, but it's going to be interesting to see how he's measured.
Yeah, it will be. He did win the Senior Bowl MVP, but from people that were down there, it felt like he didn't have basically an overly impressive week of practices.
Yeah.
So again,
but to his point, Eric's point, if you take Garrett Nussmeier, however you say it. I think it is Nussmeier. You take Garrett, then that's a third-round pick potentially. Second round, third-round pick. You're not talking about using a first-round pick.
Yeah, 16.
And then that whole conversation about, well, maybe we take another quarterback next year in 2027. Now it makes sense.
Okay.
Like if you have a third-round quarterback on your roster already, and he's okay, he gave you a spark when the season fell apart in the rebuilding year of 2026, but we need a quarterback, you can draft one in the first round in 2027 and not feel like, man, we're wasting 2 first-round picks on a quarterback.
All right, so what I'm going to say is going to sound stupid, but bear with me.
Go ahead.
There's an optics thing at play here. If you take Garrett Nussmeier with your third-round pick at the quarterback position, nobody ever expects a third-round quarterback to be a starter. But we've seen guys like Russell Wilson work out, right? Of course, right? It's rare, but it happens.
Right.
So if you get
Dak
to the
Prescott.
Right. Okay, so I'm not saying it's impossible, not saying it can't happen. However, if you got to week 8, week 9, you know the way this works in the NFL, season spiraling, and you're trying to do the exact thing I'm saying Aaron Glenn and Darren Boucher are probably going to have to do eventually. Is it enough of a sell to go, well, we took this guy in the third round, now we're going to play him to see what he has? Or is there at least that allure of high second, back end of first of saying this guy was thought of that highly that we could do this? Like that, that golden ticket mantra I'm talking
it protects
about.
him. It protects the quarterback if the higher you get picked. Because as messed up as it is, especially for the quarterback, I think other positions can escape it. But for the quarterback, you often just get saddled with your draft pick. Like where you were picked is who you are. And it takes a lot of effort to get out. It took Dak Prescott a long time to get out of his draft grade. You know what I mean? Brock
people
Purdy,
to respect him as a star.
Yeah, exactly. Brock Purdy, I think, did it quicker, mainly because of how talented the coaching staff and the unit around him was offensively.
He still has doubters.
I know, but that's the point.
Yeah.
But it's only now I think it's because he battled whatever that injury was that kept him out.
And Mac Jones won games anyway.
Exactly. And so the system helped Brock Purdy. But my point is that it really takes time for quarterbacks to get out of their draft grade. You're always going to be viewed where you draft as a quarterback unless you turn out to be like Dak Prescott. There's just not a lot of consistently good starters that get picked outside of the first and second round at quarterback.
Even if Nussmeier is the smart value play for a franchise that is trying to be smart in value, like I don't know that Aaron Glenn and Muji can use that and lean on, well, we have this guy we took in the third round.
You mean it's not going to save them?
It's not going to save them.
No, it's not. It's not going to be the talking point. If they have a bad season and he looks okay at points throughout the season, you're not going to say, well, we drafted this kid in the third round and he's saving our jobs.
Because nobody this offseason is going to take the potential vacancy left by Aaron Glenn and go, well, remember, they took Garrett Nussmeier in the third round. Where maybe you think differently if you think you could work with this first-round pick, who clearly there's going to be other teams interested in Ty Simpson if he is quarterback too. Richie in Queens. Richie, what's up, man?
Hey, Richie.
Hey, guys, how are you?
All's well.
Hey, if you got a guy like Romo, the guy had a 97 quarterback rating, regardless of his playoff record. The guy was a really good pro. So, I listen to what my point, I think, at this point. Last year, Shawnee, we talked about the Giants situation. The Giants need a quarterback. Jackson Dart was an afterthought. He was a second-round pick.
Yes.
Obviously, Sanders, up until the last couple of weeks, can't miss. Wood can't miss. The combines are going to come and bring a guy, whether maybe a Green from Arkansas, Nussmeier from Mississippi.
Right.
Somebody's going to step up. There's no way in my mind, and maybe I'm crazy, they're going to take a defensive player. Maybe it's Downs. Maybe it's Reese. They're going to take a quarterback. They just have to take a quarterback.
You mean with the second first-round pick?
Whether it's Carson Beck, it could be a first. It could be a 16 pick.
Yeah.
Because somebody, again, Jackson Dart was like, well, the Giants really going to go out on a limb and pick a quarterback? And look what happened. So
somebody's taking another quarterback in the first round in the back end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Richie, I think you're right with quarterbacks like that.
One more point, if I can.
Yeah, go ahead. But the guy, or in this case, the general manager or head coach, whoever it is, has got to fall in love with him. Like, I think a lot of teams fell in love with Jackson Dart during the offseason process. They're like, this kid just has that.
And the combines, the combines we've talked in the past are so. Look, Willis had a tremendous. He threw off 1 foot.
Right.
Zach Wilson, and look where Willis all of a sudden is coming back. My point is, to think that next year they're going to get their QB. not have a quarterback in the wings. Yeah, they're going to get a veteran, Cousins, maybe whoever it may be. But I think without a doubt they're going to take a quarterback.
I mean, when you have extra picks, appreciate you, Richie. When you have extra picks, you can afford to.
Yes.
And I think that was more your point regarding the Giants last year. You can afford to. You can swing for the fence with your first pick, and then with the second one, all right, we got some extra cash here.
It doesn't cripple your franchise.
No, absolutely not.
Miss.
Yeah, but if you draft in top 10, top 5 a quarterback and he's not great,
that
cripples you.
Yes.
Right? It sets you back a couple of years.
That's why I would not do that from the Jets. But the Jets have set themselves up that they can do this. And if you're the GM that makes the trade for all these picks, don't you want to be here to see it out?
Yeah, of course.
So what's the best way to do it? You have to take a swing. Yeah, Connor, you're Mr. Jet fan. Would Ty Simpson get you all moist, as the kids say?
I would rather Ty Simpson than somebody like Kirk Cousins or like a veteran quarterback that's just there to basically be a placeholder.
So
at least you can get your hopes
up. Project. Right, you want the project.
Because then you can go into the year and you can say, well, maybe he's the next Jackson Dart. Maybe he's the next young quarterback that can help turn around a franchise. If we go into the year with Kirk Cousins at quarterback, you know what you're going to get. 4 or 5 wins, and that's it.
You're right. It's about fan base excitement.
Right.
You can't have this fan base apathetic. And if your team is bad... Now, it didn't necessarily work out. Giant fans didn't exactly sell out every game or not sell their tickets because Jackson Dart was there at the end of the year. But you get the point. There was still excitement into watching them
I think
play
there
the
was
Raiders
more excitement than there otherwise would have been.
Yes. No doubt.
There's no doubt about it.
No doubt. And that would be there for the Jets if they take a quarterback at 16. Mark in Oceanside. Mark, what's up?
Hey, I couldn't agree with you guys less.
Okay.
Number one, we don't take a quarterback who has a weak arm, is not mobile, and not that accurate. Number two, going to the combine, we know what happened the last time the Jets were wowed at the combine. They wound up with Zach Wilson. I got to see a guy. I got to see a guy who's game time. They all look great
Mark,
in shorts.
Mark, I'll keep you on for a second, but Zach Wilson was really mobile and had the big arm, but how did that work out? So you can knock Ty Simpson for the other thing, but if he's got it between the ears,
right,
and he's played big time SEC football, not at Utah. Who cares about the physical attributes being greater in a Zach Wilson? This quarterback might be a better quarterback at the
Zach
pro level.
was BYU.
That's
BYU.
a really low bar to jump over, first of all.
No doubt, Mark. But also,
and here your other point makes no sense. Also, you're saying, well, the Jets have a lot of picks.
They do.
The Jets have a lot of holes. Holes in the defensive backfield. Holes at linebacker. Holes on the defensive line. Hole at wide receiver. Hole here. Hole there. These first and second round picks for the Jets, maybe not for the Rams or for the Seattle, are like gold, each one of them, because I have so many holes. So taking a project, and maybe I'm being a little too mean to
literal. Right.
I saw him, but I was very unimpressed.
No,
and
Mark.
if I'm gonna waste spit out a 16th pick in the draft where I need a primo player. And I am so weak everywhere. To me, it's a waste of time. He's a backup quarterback in my eyes. I'm a big college football fan. That's how I feel.
No, Mark, I appreciate your feeling. And I want to express this. You may very well be right about Ty Simpson. He ends up being a backup quarterback in the league. But I'm trying to put this point of view in what Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji have to do. They are not on the same clock as Jet fans who have waited their whole lives going, what is one more year?
Right.
They can't go win 3 games this year with no representation of what's to come in the future to prove that they're building anything.
Right. And I'm just looking at next year's draft as well from a quarterback's perspective. Okay. Now, there's a bunch of guys. Obviously, Trinidad Chambliss will now be back in the 2027 draft.
Yep.
But did we get a judgment on Drew Allor yet?
He's coming out this year.
So he's coming, but he'll be later because of the injury stuff. But there are multiple names from Arch, obviously, DJ Lagway at Florida, John Mateer at Oklahoma,
Sellers,
Drew Mestamaker from Northern Illinois, Dante Moore. Next year is a human Julian Sayin, who's a quarterback at Ohio State. And so there is a enormous difference from this year's quarterback draft to next year's quarterback draft. Next year's quarterback draft could have 5 to 6 quarterbacks in the first round if there is the need from teams. And so I can see what your argument is, but I can also see you know what? Let's just take Nussmeier in the third round. If he works out, great. If not, we have 3 first-round picks next year. So no matter what we end up doing, we're going to be okay. If we want to trade up to get the guy we want at the top, we can do that. Or if we just want to sit pat wherever we are, we can take one of these 5 or 6 guys that are likely to be pretty good quarterbacks in the league. I mean, the Jets are in a weird spot because they need to win and show competency now, but it feels like next year is when they'll have the chance to show competency.
Yeah, but I don't think this regime can afford to be
and
there.
you might be right.
That is
you
my
might
point.
Be right.
Now, you walked right into my other point about this, which is you're right. Everything you're saying about next year's draft is right. I know because we did a lot of shows covering the New York Giants last year here. I know that we had this conversation last year. Listen, it's really Cam Ward. We don't know about Darwin. We don't know about Sims. Next year, you have Garrett Nussmeier and Drew Allar and Sellers and maybe Arch Manning's coming out.
That's a good point.
Not once did we mention Fernando Mendoza, by the way.
No, you're
who's
right.
going to be the first overall pick.
I don't think anybody mentioned Ty Simpson because he hadn't played.
We say this every year. Every year, the next year's quarterback draft is always supposed to be the big one. And every once in a while it is.
Right.
But there's a lot of times, like this year, where that never materialized and things go backwards. I can't not take a quarterback this year, assuming that there will be so many next year, no matter where I'm picking, that I'll be able to move up and do whatever I can. Because if it's just one guy or 2 guys and you win enough games, you're not who's trading with you too.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Keep kicking the can down the road.
Yeah,
you may not be there to cash in.
Yeah, it's hard to, but it might be the prudent thing to do.
Yes, I think it's the smart thing to do, but I don't think that they're in a position to just act smartly.
Right.
Because this is the problem with the NFL. And impatient owners. Jake in Memphis. Jake, what's up?
Hey, Jake.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
All's good.
Real quick before I get to what I was going to say, since you guys were talking about wrestling last week, I took my son to Raw. They came into town last week.
Okay.
Not big into wrestling. He's 4 years old. Best live event I've ever been to. Just
wow.
For you guys to know. If you guys
so he's into it now at 4?
Oh yeah, loves it.
Wow.
Where
was that?
Home,
Where was it?
It was in Memphis at the basketball arena.
Oh, got it.
Evan will be highly recommend. But I was going to say, the Malik Willis thing is like, so when the Giants won that playoff game against the Vikings, Joe Shane's hands were tied because Jones had the game of his life.
Right.
And it kind of reminds me of this Malik Willis thing. I think the Jets should only go after him if they can get him on like a short-term deal, like a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
If they're going to pay him $40 million.
Right, like what they did with Justin Fields. But less than, but I mean, that was expensive for them.
Yeah. But as you're saying, next year's QB class should be good. So, I mean,
should be.
I think you give Malik, if you can, get Malik Willis for a 2-year deal and kick the can down the road one more year. Unless you fall in love with somebody this year, I would not waste a first-round pick on a quarterback.
Yeah, well, Malik Willis is the biggest question of the entire offseason as far as I'm concerned. He's probably the most interesting free agent in the NFL this offseason because I do think that you will find a lot of teams who are quarterback needy, who will look at what the Seattle Seahawks just did by adding Sam Darnold and look at Malik Willis and say, obviously not from the same system or none of that, but this is the next guy that could be a free agent that could change your franchise at that position. What I don't know, though, is does that become a bidding war where, it's very easy to say, yeah, of course, if you get Malik Willis on a 2-year deal, I'm all for it. Is that what he's getting?
Yeah, the problem is he's going to be in demand.
Yeah, like he's going to get paid money.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean 3 years, 4 years. He could get $40 million a year. He could.
I mean, can you?
His position is so desperate in this league.
Right. And especially because one of the head coaches in this league, Jeff Hafley, knows him.
Yeah, right. The Miami Dolphins, very much, that's been a team linked to him big time. But, like, the Jets are not the only team in need of a quarterback. If all it takes is Aaron Rodgers also saying, you know what? I don't want to go play for Mike McCarthy again. I really do want to retire. He's so fickle. Like the Steelers couldn't be in play to go add Malik Willis.
Right.
And I know there's talk right now of the Colts and Daniel Jones coming off an Achilles injury. Who knows?
I mean, you got to be scared if you're the Colts.
Yes.
Daniel might not be ready.
Of course. And if how much money am I paying him compared to the unknown that's Malik Willis? So he's going to have other suitors, which tells me I'd be shocked if he gets just a 2-year deal that lines up perfectly for the Jet timeline. But if they did, that changes everything. I'm not begging you for you to take a quarterback at 16 because Malik Willis feels like the kind of guy that did need to sit and learn, and now he's ready to be an NFL starter, and he wins games when he comes off the bench. He does. Ray in Babylon. Ray, what's up?
Hey, Ray.
My God, it would be an easier time rebuilding the pyramids in Egypt than rebuilding the Jets. But that's just the way it is. And the Jet fan is in a hapless position because we have, as you know, Shaun is so accurate in saying, we have a win now, general manager and coach, but we have the pyramid builders with the fans.
Right.
But let's just. Here's the thing. Can they, and I say we, but God, we suck. But can I say that we could be competitive with this line, this offensive line? And I think we can. We really didn't give up a lot of sacks last season, and we were able to block enough to get Breece Hall 1,000 yards. Tiki, you agree with me that 1,000 yards is special, isn't it?
Well, it is now because running backs are only getting 250 carries. Right, so to get to 1,000 yards is hard.
Yeah, that's my point. So this line can do it. So why not draft Ty Simpson, put him behind this line, and if the freaking receivers can catch passes on third down, right?
Yeah.
How many passes would drop this season that blew the momentum?
A lot.
How many third and short? Right, thank you. All you had to do is watch the games, not rocket science. How many third and ones or third and twos do we blow with a penalty, and then that kills momentum. So momentum in these Jet games turned in a second. So listen, what do we got to lose? Aaron Glenn and Moogie are going to blow it anyway. Just draft Simpson and put him behind this line. Thank you, fella. I hope everybody was safe with the snow. Thank you, fellas.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm looking at the drop percentage of some of these guys. Mason Taylor. He's a good tight end. He had 44 receptions, though. He led the team. He had 12% drop percentage.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Crazy. Yeah,
Mechie, 7% drop percentage.
He had those couple.
Isaiah Williams, 8%.
Yeah, you need guys to hold on to the football. You do. Now, they played a lot of the year without Garrett Wilson, and I think they will. Remember this, whenever we talk about or zone in on a picture or a position in a draft pick, whatever the Jets decide to do with quarterback, it's not the only thing they're doing this offseason. I am sure. Now, they did add A.D. Mitchell, who I think has the potential to be a very good number 2 wide receiver.
Yeah, it was kind of a steal.
Yeah, kind of a steal there, too. So they're going to add another offensive pass-catching threat in some way, shape, or form. And the best way to do that is obviously have a quarterback that's throwing undroppable passes maybe at times. Fields got criticized a lot for that.
You go look at the statistics from last year for the Jets. They didn't have a receiver over 400 yards receiving.
No, but they couldn't. It looked like Fields also couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah. Garrett was the leading receiver. He played 7 games.
Yeah, that's not enough. That's not a volume. You almost got to throw all of the offensive stats out the window when it comes to the receiving game at that point. Brock and Huntington. Brock, what's up?
Guys, how you doing? You got me a little bit in a bad mood. We're talking about the Jets here, so I just wanted to.
Well, we figured there was 18 feet of snow on the field. Why not talk about the Jet problem?
I know. Thank God there's no blizzard to wake up to today. But you know what I'm thinking is, like, these Jets, man, like the last caller said, you got a team that's a disaster. The Jets, I have no confidence in them developing a late first-round, second-round quarterback. They can even develop a top-5 pick. We just saw Sam leave. You got Zach Wilson. You got guys that he just won the Super Bowl in Seattle. I would rather kind of take these strong defensive guys, the safety, take the athletes, plug the holes, because like you said, when you get the first-round draft picks next year, maybe Joe Burrow gets, a little more tired of Cincinnati. You got to make it more of an attractive team. And I think with Aaron Glenn, obviously, he doesn't have his footing, and they just axed his whole entire staff. I just think it would be a detriment to any quarterback to come here. I would rather take surefire athletes on the defensive line, build the team from the inside out, because let's be serious, they're not developing a quarterback. These are the Jets. They're disgusting, and it's tough to look at.
Well, then we should have fired Aaron Glenn already if we have no faith. They did bring in Frank Reich. I do have to say that. They did bring in a guy who knows a thing or two about offense in the NFL, kind of an old head in Frank Reich. You have to have more faith that he could do that as opposed to what was brewing last year.
And interesting because now that you bring him up, it feels like he would want a guy like Ty Simpson, a more traditional drop back passer. Just think about his success early, even though it petered out after he got hurt with Wentz. Carson Wentz. That was Frank Reich.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned him into a guy who was potentially in the conversation for MVP. And then all of a sudden his career kind of derailed.
Yes.
But Frank Reich wants to drop back, throw the football. Right. He's not, I mean, I guess he has some of those new schematics in offense, but not a ton of them. And so.
And who did Frank Reich have for the 1 year in Carolina? Was that Sam Darnold?
In Carolina? No. It was the kid, Bryce Young.
Oh, that was Bryce
and that was the problem. That was the disconnect. That's why he got fired.
Yeah,
because
Alabama's short quarterback.
Well, it's a short, not necessarily pocket passer.
Yeah,
and so it was a bad fit. And he wanted to call offense, and it just never worked. It never worked out. He got fired 12 games in, or whatever it was, 13 games in.
And I'm not making Frank Reich out to be some kind of magical wizard and czar that can solve Jet quarterback.
But if
problems.
you're going to hire a guy like that,
right,
you gotta put him in position to be successful.
That's it. And use his brain in terms of how to develop quarterbacks and everything into the reason Aaron Glenn's hiring a Frank Reich is he is trying to set up the staff in a way to make this team a better team that he can save his job.
For Frank Reich, the best fit, honestly, is Kirk Cousins. Because Kirk Cousins can understand and process from a looking at the D, what coverages are giving us, et cetera, and make the right decisions. Tua can't do that.
No.
What's his name from Arizona? Kyler Murray, he can't do that. So there's a couple of options that make sense for a Frank Reich-led New York Jets offense. And Kirk Cousins is probably the best one.
And I know Connor brought up, what are we doing with Kirk Cousins? You can add Kirk Cousins, and it changes nothing about using a pick on a Ty Simpson or a Garrett Nussbaum. Changes nothing. The whole point is, all right, maybe this does work out, and you get a lightning in a bottle year. Okay, worst case, then that quarterback you picked sits like he would do on the Rams anyway. Or at least if and when it does fail, you got your runway. The quarterback sat back there and learned, and then you have the gold. It's all about the golden ticket for the regime.
Right.
I'm not telling you I think that Ty Simpson.
Well, that's the whole point, right? Your whole point is you got to make this thing feel exciting for 2027.
Yes. This is why this
6 is what it's going to be, but it's got to be exciting for 27.
Exactly. It's got to be set up in a way that this regime feels like they are in a place. Now, if you want to scream and yell that they shouldn't do that, well, newsflash, they're not going to be here. And put yourself in a position, if you had a job that you knew you had to pull out all the stops or you were fired in a year, what would you do?
Right.
You'd pull out all the stops, right?
You have to.
So just brace yourself. 888-808-1019. Mario in Long Beach. Mario, what's up? Mario? All right, that was Connor's cue to tell us to break, I'm assuming, which is fine. We're going to continue to take your Jet calls, 888-808-1019. I see you guys there. Plus, Joe Shane has spoke at the Combine. What are our takeaways? And what's next for Big Blue for a big week in Indianapolis? And if you've been thinking about replacing those old chilly windows and doors, now's the time. Windorama is kicking off their winter warm-up sale, and you can save up to 40% on your installation project when you purchase and install through Windorama. 40% off, big savings, great products and brands, and expert installation. Hard to beat that. Keep the warm air in, the cold air out, and upgrade your home the right way. Visit Windorama.com or stop by one of their showrooms today. Windorama, your window and door specialist since 1977.
Yes, I am always busy, always on the go. Got a cheer competition coming up this weekend. But I like my home feeling safe. More importantly, knowing that my family is safe when I'm not with them. So we turn to our partners at Sloman's, who recently installed the Sloman Shield Link system into our home, and it is a smart home security solution that's a game changer, combining safety, convenience, and peace of mind. And the best part is I can control it all from my phone. Whether it's the cameras, which I use all the time to chat with people at my door, hey, just leave it there, man. I'll come get it in a couple days. Or you want to drop it in the garage, I'll open that for you as well. The beauty of the Sloman Shield Link system is that their technicians can install anything and everything that you need to make your home feel safe and comfortable for you specifically. That's what they did for us. That's why our sound system goes throughout the home. throw some little parties, control it right from my phone everywhere in the house. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit slomans.com.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Kalshi. The world is always changing. Now you can trade on what happens next with Kalshi. What will the president say during his State of the Union address? Trade the outcomes live on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get $10 when you trade $10. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan. 101.9 FM.
The books and the prognostication have the Yankees as the second highest over-under win total at 91.5. The Mets as the third highest win total at 90.5. Only the Dodgers at 102.5 are higher than that.
Get Boomer and Gio on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni says he can't guarantee star wide receiver A.J. Brown will be on the team next season. And if I'm the Buffalo Bills or the New England Patriots or another team that needs a number one receiver, I'm calling the Philadelphia Eagles right now. I think Philly needs to move A.J. Brown, and A.J. Brown will be an asset to another team. New England, Buffalo, and others need to call the Eagles today. I'm Nick Costos.
When it's time to replace your appliances, Lowe's has you covered. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. And members get more like free delivery, haul-away, basic installation and parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select major appliances. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 2/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Florida. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowes.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like nuclear reactor safety expert.
I disabled the backup cooling system. It was making such an annoying noise. You heard it, right? It was like,
We're on the countdown to core failure.
And you're saying we don't want that?
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
I'm Tyler Kolek, and I got my Lincoln right here at Lincoln of Queens. Smooth ride, no hassle. They even delivered it right to my door. When it's time to save, it's time to go to Lincoln of Queens. During our month-long President's Day sale, you can save up to $8,000 off MSRP on all remaining 2025 Lincoln Navigators. Over 20 to choose.
On select models, excludes tax, title, and MV fees. See dealer for details. Expires March 3rd.
Lincoln of Queens, where Queens goes. Go New York, go New York, go.
Ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for 2. NBA futures let you lock in your pick for who you think will go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title. Visit FanDuel.com/New York to get started. That's FanDuel.com/New York. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. We all love the app around here. It is safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 entry for Profit Boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Brooklyn doesn't do quiet. We live loud. We play hard. Sunday, March 8th at 3 p.m., be there for Brooklyn FC's inaugural match. Professional soccer the Brooklyn way. Get your tickets now at brooklynfootballclub.com.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Slater Schulman, 488 Madison Avenue, New York, New York. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Attention, former female inmates of Rikers Island Prison in New York City. If you were sexually abused at Rikers Island at any time in the past, no matter how long ago, now is the time to come forward. The new city GMVA law temporarily removes the time restrictions to take legal action, and you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. If you were incarcerated at Rikers Island at any time and were forced into sex with guards or subjected to any sexual misconduct, you may be entitled to substantial cash compensation. Even inmates who willingly participated in sexual relationships with guards can pursue justice, as this is illegal under New York state law. Call our law firm's Women's Prison Sexual Abuse Helpline now at 800-384-0186. But hurry, there is a deadline to file your case. Call now to get the justice and financial settlement you deserve. Call right now at 800-384-0186. 800-384-0186.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Hey, New Jersey, the Mega Millions jackpot is up to $438 million. Who couldn't use a little extra money in their pockets? Get your ticket today. Anything can happen in Jersey.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
It's Evan and Tiki here on the Fan. No Evan today. He's nursing that back injury that really set him back. I know, Tiki, I know you were from home yesterday, but
yeah.
The guy's laying on the floor.
I know. He did 10% of the show sitting on the ground.
I can't believe it. Like, I can't. For Evan to miss a show like this, he's really banged up.
Well,
I don't want to laugh. It's horrible.
Sometimes hotel beds are the worst thing for you because they're not your own bed. You've gotten used to it. Your body's adjusted to it. And all of a sudden you go sleep on a either much harder or, in this case, I think probably much softer bed. And your back just doesn't sit well with it. And so you get up and you feel fine, but maybe rested, but your body just took a beating.
I switched rooms yesterday. I went from the 2-bed to the 1-bed back to the McMonagle room, right? So that's where I slept last night. I could tell you that bed much better than the one Evan was sleeping on. So, it could be something to do with it.
Right.
Now, I got a much better night's sleep without him snoring and farting next to me all night either, so that was nice. But I am still, I haven't been home in 48 hours. Can't wait to get home. 888-808-1019. We spent a lot of time in the first hour, and we'll still take your calls on the Jets quarterback situation as this combine begins. But in the last hour, Joe Shane did meet the media in Indianapolis. He had a couple interesting things to say. Now, Tiki, there's going to be a couple clips we play here. He commented a lot about his job status and being the general manager because a lot of that's been questioned. Now, before I set this whole thing up, Paul Schwartz put out a piece this morning in the New York Post, essentially saying that the Giants themselves are not happy with the outside perception that is Joe Schoen, for lack of a better term, has been neutered.
Right.
He's going to worry about
been
scouting.
Marginalized.
Okay. Whatever. Yes.
Right.
That's a better way of saying it than he's like a dog, but yes. It's been marginalized. The Giants have pushed back against that, saying, no. He's still the general manager of this team, even though the reporting structure and all that I'm going to allow you to talk about.
Right.
So Joe Schoen meets with the media today. He is asked about being the GM of the football team and his responsibilities.
She's been on health and safety committees. She's been in charge of the salary.
I'm sorry, stop. Lower this back down. I'm sorry. This is on Dawn Aponte and her role as a relation to Joe Schoen. Do that. Okay.
She's been on health and safety committees. She's been in charge of the salary cap negotiations in the past. So her skill set's going to help us across the entire, football organization. So, a really good hire, a really good ad for the New York Giants that I'm fired up about.
Who will direct the conversations about contracts with agents or free agents and like that? Are you running those meetings? Is Dawn running those? Are you doing that collaboratively?
Yeah, and Pat, I'm still the general manager of the team, and my role has not changed. I'm still tasked with leading the entire football operation, and we're going to work in collaboration like most good teams do. And, it's going to be a collaborative. Everybody's going to have their role, but there's constant communication between Dawn, Coach Harbaugh, myself, in terms of how we're going to build the football operation, and then how we're going to execute, the draft, trades, free agency, contract signings, coaching staff, whatever it may be. We're going to work in collaboration together. We're aligned in that, and, it's been going really good so far.
Hey, Joe, has your contract been addressed at all?
I'm not going to get into my personal situation,
Joe,
and I appreciate it.
Yeah, so just for clarity's sake, so Joe Schoen is the general manager of the New York Football Giants. Dawn Aponte, who's had many jobs in the league. She's worked for the Jets. She's worked for the Browns, worked for the Miami Dolphins, mostly in football administration, labor finance conversations, etc. But for the last decade, she has been at the NFL as a chief administrator of football operations. That's just how the game runs, how the league runs itself. Now, with the New York Giants, her title is Senior Vice President of Football Operations and Strategy. Now, it's interesting only because that's what Joe Schoen just said his role was. Right? I'm in charge of the football operations. Now, what I hear that as is Joe Schoen, as GM, is in charge of football operations, but he reports/works with Dawn Aponte, and it feels like they all now kind of get feedback from John Harbaugh. Now, there's only a couple of worries here. So I don't want to say it's new to Dawn because she's done it in other places where she's been, vice president of labor, vice president of football operations with the Browns for a year, senior vice president with the Dolphins, same role for a couple of years. But for the last decade, she's been at the league office. So she's now jumping into the Giants. She's in this, let's call it middle. I don't want to call it muddled, but it's not muddled. It's kind of like this new role. Yeah. She's in this new role with different reporting options and opportunities, and she's reporting to John Harbaugh, but John Harbaugh is now kind of like a GM, but not really because he's still the head coach. And so he's never done that before.
Right.
And so I'm not saying this is bad, because the beauty of this is that Dawn has had a lot of success in her career. John Harbaugh has had ultimate success in his career. And I trust that that's going to be fine. But it just feels like there's a lot of moving parts that are at work here, and you hope that it goes very smoothly.
So this is my biggest fear with this whole thing and hearing Joe Schoen speak. Now, I understand that there is stuff that Joe Schoen, John Harbaugh, whoever gets put in front of a microphone for the New York Football Giants are going to tell the public, while things might, let's just be honest, be differently behind the scenes, right? You're going to paint a different picture publicly, maybe alter it a little bit between what's happened. I get all that. However, like you mentioned, Dawn Aponte in this new role, she has the title of Director of Football Operations. Joe Schoen, who has been
Vice President.
Okay. Joe Schoen, who has been in charge of everything, and him and Brian Dable working in collaboration. Now here comes John Harbaugh with the whole, I'm going to hold out and not agree to sign my contract with the New York Giants until I get everything in writing that I need in terms of the structure in reporting. Now you have John Harbaugh, who also has never really run an organization, just has been the CEO type head coach. I'm worried that things are going to get lost in translation. It's going to lead to a murky offseason. I'm worried that
you're worried that it's just going to get like who's in charge of what, who's doing, who has ultimate say.
I'm just worried that not everything out of these three people's roles together has been defined enough where some might be under the impression that they're doing other stuff that others aren't. And that may sound stupid and silly out of a billion-dollar football organization.
Right.
But how could I not have that fear right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's again, this is not a worry. This is not something that I'm going to lose sleep over because I have utmost faith in Dawn and obviously, who I don't know, so I'll call her Miss Aponte, but obviously in John as well because of his success as a head coach and the fact that just some of the words, the way that they've been wordsmithing this is normal in football operations. It feels like we get obsessed with titles, but the reality is it's always collaborative.
Yes.
The only thing that matters really is who gets the final say. Like if they have a debate about who to take at number 5, and now I think we have some sound of Joe talking about them not being outside of thinking, let's move back.
Right.
Like get some more assets, whatever it may be. Right. But who ultimately makes that decision? And I think that's where you have what you're talking about, Shaun. Maybe it gets a little murky.
It does.
Like who's in charge of what?
It does. And I'm sure probably most of this has been addressed, but look, this happens in any way, shape, or form. Anytime there's a resurfacing or restructure in any company in the world, there are some loose ends that need to be figured out, and maybe you only figure that out by actually doing the jobs and saying, well, hold on, what are you doing here?
Right.
So, look, Joe Shane's defending himself. You heard that last part of that. It was Jordan Renano asked him about any further update. This is the other part, Tiki. He essentially was going into this year as a lame duck. Like this was the last year on his contract, and I think people want to know, are you going to be extended?
By the way, also, Joe Shane and Dawn Aponte have worked together before.
Miami?
They were both in Miami. So
that helps.
It obviously helps. And it's not something that people will think about. They'll think about, could be cumbersome or burdensome. They worked together for 5 years or whatever it was down in Miami.
I do wonder, this is the other part of what I have no idea until the free agency starts. Joe Shane, and to his credit, he said this to us at the John Harbaugh press conference when we had him on.
Right.
He did not screw over the franchise in terms of contracts and craziness of contracts.
Correct.
Just to save his job. And I want to give Joe Shane a lot of credit for that because that is true.
Right.
The Giants are not in cap hell because Joe Shane felt like he needed to save himself before the organization.
He did what was right for the organization.
He did. And you have to, even if you don't like Joe Shane, the GM, and disagree, and I've had my disagreements, you have to give him credit for that. But what I don't know now is Kevin Abrams was the guy in charge of the cap finances, right? And that's kind of what Dawn Aponte is also going to be doing here from what we understand. What is the John Harbaugh and Dawn Aponte approach to that? Are the Giants going to change their free agency approach compared to what Joe Shane has had now?
Yeah.
Because that would tell me Joe Shane's doing a different job then.
Yeah. But again, to be determined.
To be determined.
We are less than 2 weeks away. Yeah.
3 weeks.
From a free agency.
Yeah, well, don't tell me. That's the day I come back from vacation. I don't want vacation.
That's the 11th. So right. There's only 3 more days left in February, right? 4 more days in February.
You're right. I'm a week away from being away. Yes. Okay.
So just over 2 weeks away, free agency starts. So we'll find out pretty quickly how that's going to look.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. I can't believe that. You just scared the crap out of me, all right? I've been in this snowstorm. I've been home in 2 days, and all I keep telling myself is I got vacation in a week. And you just brought up how soon it is because I'm specifically coming back from vacation earlier for NFL free agency. Right. How close that is to being over. Boy, the life is cruel. Now, he brought up, Tiki brought up the idea of Joe Shane talking about the draft. Is that sound in there by chance? I know that Cap was just working on it. I was just kind of like live producing on the air. Okay, if you have that, let's play that. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, we're gonna look at all options. You know, we're open to moving back if an opportunity is there. We're also fine staying and taking a player there. And if you can't get out of 5, you know, there's always a chance in the second round if you want to move back. Or if there's a good player, you can sit and take them. You can move back into the first round. So we're gonna keep all of our options open.
Okay, open for business as he should be. I'll say this, Tiki. I believe the Giants in either the first or second round will make a trade.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure you're going to have a lot of takers that are jumping up to number 5.
Because the draft isn't strong in that regard.
It could happen. And not every time there's a first-round trade doesn't mean it's for a quarterback. I mean, geez, look what the Falcons just did a year ago, giving up their first-round pick to go get an edge rusher in like the mid-rounds.
Right.
Remember everybody killed them for that?
Right, but they needed it. They were desperate for edge help, and they solved their problem.
They did. And I think in the end, probably smart, but the Rams are happy to have that first-round pick. The Texans, that year they took C.J. Stroud, then moved back up to take Will Anderson in the first round.
And it worked out.
It worked out.
He's been great.
And there's a possibility the Giants do that. What you have to remember, and why I think ultimately a trade is coming to either the first or second round, is the Giants do not have a third-round pick this year due to the Jackson Dart trade of last year. So once they pick high in the second round, they don't come back on that clock and get till the fourth. And I think they have 3 6-rounders this year. I don't think the Giants want to operate that way.
Right.
So if they can get a trade back in the first and they go, oh, maybe we get an extra first plus, swap, that's one thing. Or pay more attention to that high second-round pick.
Yeah.
Because when the draft closes on that Thursday night, every year to a T, those teams picking in those top 3 spots or so in that second round, there is almost always movement because you have a full day for teams to kind of reassess their board and go, man, this guy fell out of the first round. I'd really like this.
Right.
I think the Giants are going to end up ultimately moving, and that's what he's talking about, that top-end second-round pick, sliding back a couple spots and maybe taking somebody's third-round pick for him to recalibrate their draft capital.
Right, just to get a more balanced draft.
Yep. I think that's where that's going. I don't know how you feel about the whole trade option scenario.
I don't mind it. Again, after the first round, and again, for me, the draft, when you don't need a quarterback and you're not looking for one, becomes take the best player.
Yeah.
Regardless of where you're positioned. If you're sitting at 5, take the best player at 5. If you decide to trade back, take the best player at 18. You decide to sit pat at number 2, take the play in second round, take the best player at second round. Ultimately, you fill some of those needs, especially if there's a linebacker or a corner or whatever you're targeting as your top spots. But take the best players. That's what all teams need. Really good, consistent players.
That's it. 888-808-1019. I'll get back to your calls. Max in Farmingdale. Max, what's up?
Hey, Max.
Hey, guys. So I wanted to say thanks for having me on. Big listener to all the Giants podcasts you do, Shaun. So
I appreciate it, Max.
I saw your podcast today about which free agents we should bring back.
Yes.
And I think it's kind of crazy that anyone wants to bring Wan'Dale Robinson back. Not that you guys said that. I know you kind of were iffy on it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's a jag. He's just another guy. He gets 140 targets, which is one less than Justin Jefferson got last year, and he can barely crack 1,000 yards. To me, the decision between bringing back a guy like Illuminor or Wan'Dale is easy. You bring back the O-lineman, because you can find another 15 Wan'Dale Robinsons in free agency.
Thanks, Max. First of all, thank you for listening. Remember, you can download One Giant Step in Talking Giants everywhere you get your podcasts. Yeah, a lot of hotel-generated podcasts.
The other thing, though, that you could, you talk about Jermaine Illuminor.
Yeah.
You drafted Marcus Bowe, who's okay. And, again, he's young. It'll be his second year. Is he replacing the veteran Jermaine Illuminor with the consistency? Probably not. And so you create another problem. You create the depth problem.
You're explaining my worst fear about the Giants offseason. Yeah. Okay, I like the upside of Marcus Bowe as a 5th-round pick. It's a blessing that he arrived on the scene in year 1 and was able to pinch in, even for Andrew Thomas on the left side.
Well, he was just ready to play.
And look, he wasn't perfect. And I think because he played so much better than a James Hudson, we've all leaped to this, well, he's ready to go.
Yeah.
It is okay to have 3 good tackles on a team.
Well, you need them.
You need them.
Right.
The way the Giants have.
Even if they don't sign Jermaine Illuminor, they better draft a tackle.
Yes. You cannot afford for Andrew Thomas to miss 3 games and not have Marcus Bowe be the guy that steps in and pinches, or at least have a better tackle backup than James Hudson if Marcus Bowe is going to play right tackle.
Look, I'm not throwing shade at Wan'Dale Robinson, but it just feels like he's the unfortunate last important free agent.
This is the Wan'Dale Robinson conundrum the Giants are going to have. When you do not bring a player back or don't think a player is going to be worth the value they get in the open market, it doesn't mean they stink.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's not going to hurt the Giants to lose a player. But let's be real here. Wan'Dale Robinson plays in the slot. There was the 2022 season where the Giants, they got by with Richie James playing in the slot after Wan'Dale Robinson tore his ACL. We saw the last week of the year, Gunnar Olszewski making plays out of the slot. I hate to make it seem like he's so replaceable, but even if the Giants pay Wan'Dale Robinson, which will be pretty absurd for his...
But you can't because you paid Darius Slayton.
That's exactly it. And then what are we still going to say after they pay Wan'Dale Robinson? Are we not going to think that the number 2 wide receiver in the Giants is still not an enormous hole in the draft?
Well, see, here's the thing. So think about it. If you pay Wan'Dale Robinson, you've now paid Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, and you're soon going to have to pay Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
So
now Slayton will end after this year.
True,
but
yes. That's my point. It's like you've now spent a lot of capital over the last 3 and maybe 4, depending on when Wandale comes or when Malik Neighbors comes up for his contract, on wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
And every year it feels like you've got one good wide receiver.
Yes, so that can't be.
Yeah, exactly.
That can't be.
It's not like you have 3 good wide receivers.
I would rather, if I'm investing money at wide receiver in the offseason, I'm telling you right now, I would rather go sign a Romeo Dobbs to whatever he's going to get, know that I can plug him in as the number 2 outside wide receiver.
He's free, and he's never had a 1,000-yard season. So we know his talent level.
Yep.
But what's his? Forget the talent. What's the value?
I need another guy that works outside the numbers.
Yes.
I do. And I think the Giants do too. And if that means sacrificing a guy who catches everything for you, is just a little bit. I love Wan'Dale Robinson, but I can't pay him $20 million.
Right. Or you just wait and take one of these kids in the draft.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of them.
Exactly. The Giants have too many holes to have a slot receiver take up that much on the cap. All right, Chris in Bayshore. Chris, what's up?
Yeah, hey guys. Hey, listen, Shawnee, the Target parking lot is ready for you. It's good to go.
Chris, I am dreading. I still have to snow blow all this stuff. I haven't been home. I am dreading what it looks like over there. But thank you.
Yeah, it's not bad. They're getting to it. But I was going to talk to you about the Jets quarterback situation. I'm not a Jets fan, but listening to the Shane stuff, a couple of things. I agree with Tiki 100%. I think that the only thing this does from a Giants fan concerns perspective is it just adds another layer. And it adds another potential for things to get kind of either lost in translation or who's got what, final say so, whatever. Just a little complication. And to that point, I think when you were listening to Shane, I think I picked up a little bit. I don't know if you guys agree, but a little bit of defensiveness in some of his responses.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think about that.
No, you're right, Chris, and a lot of it's because Joe's been under attack.
He has been
all from the middle of last season when. Probably right after the Denver game,
which I watched in my hotel room last night.
Right. So we started putting pressure on Dabes from a fan media standpoint, and then the immediate next sentence from most people was, "Well, Joe hasn't done a good job either," and so the pressure has been on him for a minute now, and then now with all the changes and all the additions, John Harbaugh, and we all heard about how he wanted to shake up, let's call the front office, then the Don Aponte hiring. It just feels like everything is targeted towards marginalizing Joe Shane.
Yes.
And so, of course, he's on the defensive.
We all would be in that spot.
He doesn't have a contract after next year.
We don't think.
Well, he hasn't commented on it.
Yes.
Well, if they signed one, we would know. Right?
Would we, though?
They would announce it. Of course they would.
You think?
If they signed Joe Shane to a 3-year contract extension, so he's not a lame duck going into the 2026 season, we would hear about that.
Okay, you would if it was a 3-year. What if they just signed him to a 1-year extension?
I still think you would hear it.
Okay.
I still think you would.
So maybe that even speaks to why he's so defensive. He knows he doesn't have a contract, and that's why.
Yeah.
The moment he says, "Well, I didn't sign a contract," it leads to 15 more questions.
Yeah.
So he'd rather answer it this way.
It's just kind of like, I have a job to do. The last thing I need to do at this combine, because that's where he was speaking, NFL Combine, is talk about me.
Well, now I'm interested by this answer. So if Joe Shane didn't get an extension when they hired Harbaugh and hired Don Aponte, what would
what would made you think he's going to get one?
Yeah, what would change if this whole reporting structure and everything?
Well, we know. Look, I think we marginalize how important he's been to this Giant organization.
No, he's had good.
From the modernization of the scouting department, from we talk colloquially about how they used to just literally have whiteboards still up there.
Yes.
And so he modernized it, and they use different analytical tools and AI and all these other things that help evaluate the job. And he was the catalyst behind that. And so you can't discount his import. But at the same time, the job of the GM is to put a team together that wins football games.
Yes.
And as much as we want to saddle the head coach, Dabes, with the record, the GM also gets that.
Yes.
So it's conflicting because there's value to what he's done. There's a ton of value to what he's done, but you still got to create a winner.
Yeah, the win-loss record's there. And look, John Harbaugh is here now. So if that's a good win-loss record, that should, in theory, be attached 100%. Here to Joe Shane.
Because, by the way, he helped that process.
He did.
He helped get John Harbaugh here.
He did, no doubt. John in Garden City. John, what's up?
Hello, guys.
What's up, man?
So, I want to change gears a little bit. So, yesterday when I was doing my driveway with the snowblower, I was going crazy when, Shaun, you were talking about the Rangers and the Olympics and kind of throwing cold water a little bit on the whole thing.
Sure.
I'm going to tell you why, as a Rangers season ticket holder, the Olympics were great this year.
Okay.
Number one, we are brutal. We have no more hockey to root for after the Olympics, so at least we got to enjoy something.
I think that's fair.
Number two,
Okay.
if the Rangers were on their way to the playoffs, if it's 3 years ago, I would have been so scared that Trocheck or Miller or, if Fox was on the team, which he wasn't,
getting hurt,
that they would get hurt. So I didn't care what the hell happened to my players because the season's over.
Okay.
I also, just to throw one more thing in, as a season ticket holder, I got a thing from the Rangers, come and welcome home our Olympians, and they show the coach and they show Miller and Trocheck. I personally hope they don't trade Trocheck.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if maybe this Olympic gold medal, they try and having him, to get people to keep coming. I'm not sure.
Yeah, John.
When is that? That's Thursday, right?
Thursday. But John, before I let you go, let me just say this. You brought up the whole Ranger thing.
Yeah.
This is the other part. And call me sour grapes or whatever. It doesn't bother you that Chris Drury just put together this team and has basically ruined the Rangers, and now anybody who looks at Chris Drury is going to think he's some kind of an American hero hockey wizard? Because it bothers me.
Oh, it bothers me. I mean, look, I know Tiki's loyal to his Virginia stuff. I went to BU, Boston U guy, so I try to give those guys credit. He was actually there when I was in school, as was Sullivan, and that's
all right. And you guys were winning. You guys were always winning.
Yeah.
Right. You guys always won up there.
But I personally, I'm so glad I get to talk hockey a little bit. I would have never got rid of Panarin. There's nobody that replaces him, and I would have, moved to some of these other people, Lafreniere and whatever, and try to put a team back together.
But you would have because you're competent.
The one thing I'm wondering, you know what? The one thing I'm wondering, and nobody brought this up, is Adam Fox broken now that he got kicked off the gold medal team? I was thinking about him as I'm watching.
John,
is this guy gonna suffer now?
No, it's not gonna. Look, he wanted to be on the team badly. It was what he worked to. He was surprised he wasn't.
What happened?
The guys, Chris Drury, Sullivan, and they blamed it on everybody else who was in charge of Team USA. They said they wanted guys for certain roles that didn't fit what Adam Fox did. They had enough puck-moving defensemen. They wanted more defensive guys on the back end. And look, in the end, they won the gold medal. So how could you argue they made any roster mistakes? Now, I do want to just clear up the stuff because we even had the architect came in this morning and said, boy, you were really become like the anti-American guy on the fan. And I almost feel like I need
just because you don't want to root for Jack Hughes, who has an unbelievable coincidental story from 46 years ago, and you saw all the social media that one of the guys left off was Jack Hughes 46 years ago, and then 46 years later, Jack Hughes was the golden goal that wins the Olympic, and it's just unreal.
It is unreal. But I want to put in a
God bless America. You know that song?
Yeah, you know that song? I want to put in a tight package here, just real quickly, kind of my end-all be-all to the Olympic thing, since everybody thinks I'm un-American. I rooted for Team USA. Why people keep ignoring that, I don't understand. Did I bet Canada down one of the? Yeah, but you know what? That smart money bet didn't end up paying off.
But you don't see Jack Hughes as an American hero.
No, I do. That's the problem. He is an American hero.
So you just want to hate on it because he's a devil.
It's not even hating on it. It's just I feel weird for 2 weeks of my life
rooting for him.
Why? When my hockey blood tells me I root against said guy.
He's wearing the red, white, and blue.
I understand it.
And not your Rangers red, white, and blue.
But this brings me to my next point. And I fought these trolls on social media, which the architect was also very much aware of. The idea that people keep coming to my timeline, well, America always trumps your pro fandom. Again, when you're representing the pride of your country at war and everything else, yes, I'm a proud American. In ice hockey, you could root for Team USA, but also understand this does not feel the same as rooting for your pro team. It just doesn't. Connor told me his dad is angry at me. There's no way that Connor's dad watched the last 2 weeks, celebrated Saturday morning or Sunday morning, and felt like, I scratched the itch of a championship here. It's not the same thing.
I think it is the same thing.
Come on.
100%. It's a championship for you and everybody else. Well, they can't do a parade because they...
How could you...
Although they are going, I think, to the State of the Union, but I don't know if they can do a parade because they got to get back to playing and everything.
Connor, how could your dad think it's the same thing? It's the same thing as the Jets winning the Super Bowl?
Well,
it's the same thing as the Yankees winning the World Series?
But it's the world celebrating it.
It's the world. It's
not just the Jets.
Yeah.
All right. Do I have to be the bad guy with one or more closing thought?
What? Go.
If we're being honest.
Anti-American Sean. It's really something else.
Guys, Russia wasn't allowed to compete.
Okay, whatever.
And I know
they haven't competed in almost half a decade, right?
How can I look at this thing in the eyes and know one of the best teams in the world who might have won gold was not allowed to compete?
Okay, they probably were cheating too.
They probably were. They probably were.
Are you saying it was a Mickey Mouse gold?
A little asterisk.
Like the Lakers bubble title?
Slight asterisk. Slight one. Don't make me the bad guy. I love America.
You are
Slight
the bad
one.
guy.
Slight.
How are you throwing an asterisk on this?
Look, I'm not. Come on. We talk about 1980 all the time. Who did we upset?
We upset CCCP, the USSR.
Okay, let's call them Russia for 2025.
Well, they're
purposes.
Russia now, but then they were the USSR.
Okay. The point is, it was such a major upset. Why? Because Russia is always one of these big. They're not there at these Olympics.
No, but
we're
Finland,
making this about USA.
But
Finland, Canada
but
now?
Finland was.
Exactly. By the way, Finland deserves to have an asterisk on their bronze. They're not one of the three best ice hockey nations. Russia's there. Russia wasn't
Well, that's
there.
who we actually beat in 80.
Yes, I know.
The
in the end,
gold.
in the gold, in the end. So again, I don't want to be the bad guy, but there is a slight asterisk. I love America. It's not the same as
Nobody's
war.
going to look at this with an asterisk.
And also, if you enjoyed it and you think it's great, you think there's no asterisk, you think you want to root for Jack Hughes, I'm not telling you not to. Stop telling me how I should feel.
I don't think most people missed Russia. I don't think they missed it.
Because they pretended they didn't exist because it's been known for a while.
What do you mean?
Well, we knew they weren't going to compete for years in this Olympics.
Of course. They haven't competed in any Olympics since the doping scandal.
Right. And I get it, right? I'm not saying they shouldn't be banned or anything. I just know as a hockey fan, when you put all these NHL players in the mix, how good Russia would have been. And Russia has like Ovechkin's competed in Olympics.
Who's the best Russian Olympian? Would have been Olympian.
Well,
Show me Putin.
Didn't
Ovechkin would have been out there?
Okay.
Artemi Panarin?
Okay.
Two very good players. I have to go back through the whole roster.
You don't
but
even like Artemi Panarin.
I love Panarin. Are you kidding me? I never wanted them traded. But yeah. Look, if Russia's in this, are we winning gold? I don't know. Maybe, but you can't definitively say that. 888-8, there I am, un-American, 888-808-1019. And again, last time I'm doing this, if you enjoyed America winning gold and it made you feel great and you're still feeling it 2 days later, I think that's great, and you should enjoy it. Don't tell me how I should feel. I'm just telling you how.
Do you hate George Washington, too?
No.
And Thomas Jefferson?
No.
But he likes John Adams.
Yeah.
And John Quincy Adams.
That's right. And all the other guys. Van Buren, too. 888-808-1019. All right, your calls plus a Posted and Toasted edition. That doesn't miss just because Evan's not here. It's Evan and Tiki on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Amazon Hub Delivery. Visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. And also sponsored by Kalshi. The world is always changing. Now you can trade on what happens next with Kalshi. What will the president say during his State of the Union address? Trade outcomes live on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get $10 when you trade $10. Kalshi, trade on anything.
Jack Hughes wins it! The golden goal for the United States!
After a thrilling overtime victory, gold is once again around the necks of the American hockey players.
The United States takes the gold!
46 years to the day after the miracle on ice. To Team USA, WFAN congratulates you on achieving Olympic immortality.
Hey, New York business owners, it's Tiki Barber. Are you looking to earn extra money? Of course you are. When your business partners with Amazon Hub Delivery, you simply drop off packages to Amazon customers in your neighborhood. Sign up at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery.
At NYU Langone Health, we know there really is no place like home. That's why we get our surgery patients home faster and have fewer readmissions than any other health system. That means once you're home, you won't need to go back for the same procedure. Instead, you can get back to the things you love. And the next time you need something else, we're here. Better health starts with a better health system. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
Hi, it's Andy in Snow Country. Sponsor your job on Indeed.
Get matched with quality candidates with Indeed-sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today. A pretty incredible storm for a pretty incredible season will keep skiing and riding on every trail. And now a week of deep powder runs, like at Thunder Ridge, where all 22 trails are riding strong, and the day and night skiing. Wyndham scoring the same fresh powder with over 40 runs, while up to Whiteface 94 trails and 24 miles of skiing and riding. We check out Mount Southington in Connecticut. They picked up plenty of new snow. They'll remain at full operation. Ski Sundown and Mohawk the same. Up to Jiminy Peak in the Berkshires, new snow for over 40 trails. Now to Vermont, where Stratton got even more new snow, and they have all 99 trails open. Killington checks out 155 runs and over 70 miles.
You don't just ski or ride, you dominate. At Killington, we fuel your adventure. Be the beast. Ski and ride Killington.
More at snowcountry.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want to second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high. Rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. If your retirement is mostly stocks and bonds, you may be taking a risk, more risk than you think. And when you're near retirement, a sharp drawdown at the wrong time can do real damage. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all Americans' smart money uses to hedge against instability. Its precious metals, silver, and gold is having a spectacular bull run. Would it not make sense to get in before the rocket takes off? Monetary Gold have been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. They have the experience to help tailor your portfolio to your needs. If you call now, they will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional. That's 877-NOW-GOLD.
Make the smart choice, the Mazda CX-5. With standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety, and effortless handling, there's more to a Mazda than meets the eye. Lease your 2025 Mazda CX-5 for only $209 a month and elevate your journey wherever the road takes you. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
It's a fact. Town Fair Tire is the area's largest name brand discount tire dealer. It's a fact. Town Fair Tire sells Toyo tires for the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, Town Fair gives you more free services than any other tire dealer for the life of your Toyo tires. So, if you're looking for Toyo tires, nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody. And that, my friends, is a fact.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey, this is Tiki Barber. Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, it's time for a new high-efficiency Carrier system. And there's only one company to call for a new one. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas. So get your system checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them now at edisonhvac.com. That's edisonhvac.com.
It's Dunkin's world and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee, whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself, because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions, participations and times may vary. Offer prices varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Baseball or football, WFAN runs the city. Yankees bats, Mets heat, Giants defense, Jets dreams. It's all here every day. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Any Giant fan on the eyes or with the... Oh, God, it's an idiot with idiom.
Oh, dude.
That had... What? Let me restart.
What are you even trying to say, dude?
I'm going to get there. Hold on. This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Any Giant fan with their eyes on former Ravens center Tyler Linderbaum.
There we go.
Ravens GM Eric DeCosta spoke at the Combine that said they've made a, quote, market-setting offer to pending free agent Tyler Linderbaum. Now adds there's no tag coming, so he will probably be a free agent. Creed Humphrey is the highest-paid center at $18 million per season, so you're thinking it's going to go north of that. So now start adding up.
I mean, how are centers getting $20 million a year when running backs can barely get 12?
Go ahead, Tiki. Get it off your chest.
Go
ahead. Who has more of an impact on the game?
I mean, the center probably, but still, like a running back. Wasn't there a recent signing, a running back signing, and it was like $8 million?
Yes, Javonte Williams with Dallas.
Exactly. I'm with the Dallas Cowboys. Had a pretty decent year a year ago. In fact, he was on my fantasy team, so I saw him every now and then, and it was just kind of like, all right, this kid's pretty good. He should get $10, $12 million, $8 million,
and you're getting $20 million.
You get 20 for a center.
Unreal.
Wow.
So Giants might be priced out there. We'll see what happens.
No, definitely.
888-808-1019. All right, we're going to get back to your calls, but it is a Tuesday here in the big city, is it not? And Evan being out is not going to change matters. We're still going to do Posted and Toasted.
Oh, great.
So let's go, Connor.
It's time for
Posted and Toasted.
Posted and Toasted. In 1, 2, 3. Posted and Toasted. Where Evan finds the treats. Posted and Toasted. Will Tiki guess them right? It's Posted and Toasted time.
Posted and Toasted is brought to you by the Rothenberg Law Firm. Injured? Visit injurylawyer.com. And Princeton Longevity Center. Experience the power of personalized medicine. All right, so if you've never played before, it's pretty simple. We have WFAN coworkers. I read tweets by said coworkers, and then Tiki guesses, if he can guess the personality that said that. We will give you the date, the time, all that stuff that goes into it. So we have 4 tweets, and here we go. 100 degrees. Oh, I'm sorry. This tweet is from January 16th, 2025, so a year ago. 100 degrees and humid? I'm not enjoying any of those things. Summer over winter, sure, but the extremes, I'll take the winter. Can always bundle up. Is that Craig Carton? Is that Chris McMonagle? Is that Connor Green? Or is that Jerry Recco?
That sounds like a reasoned take. I'm going to say that's Recco.
You're wrong.
It's not Recco?
It's not Recco.
Was that you, Connor?
You're wrong. I'm doing that because I don't have Evan's button.
Yeah, right. It's right in front of you.
I know, but now there's too many buttons.
There's not. It's just like...
you know what? I don't even...
Well, Connor's got to put it up.
And he doesn't know what's going on back there. It's a whole new operation.
Exactly.
All right.
Craig.
You're wrong.
Who the hell was it?
It was Chris McMonagle. Big Mac.
Why would Big Mac have to bundle up when it's cold outside?
Well, now this is what's funny. This is a year ago.
He was last. He would have been. He was last. on my list.
Why would you think that?
Because he's like hefty. He's got like...
You're making the same mistake. Do I have to stand up now? Yeah, I'm already anti-American. Now I got to be pro-fat.
He's fat! I'm not being saying fat. It has nothing to do with fat. It's like, why you... Hold on. He talks about being like this football stud and in high school and this elite athlete. Like, where's your mental toughness?
But this is what he's saying, though. The extremes, he'll take winter. He doesn't like the summer. The extremes,
I'm talking about both extremes. Either one.
But here's the thing.
So he shouldn't care about either.
He shouldn't either. But also, you tweeted this a year ago. This is the extreme out there today. You can just bundle up and walk through 15 feet of snow? No. The take's terrible.
Oh, right.
The take stinks. The extremes of summer are way better.
Given what's happened the last 2 weeks.
Now, back to my point on fat people, because you make the same mistake everybody does. And you could say you're not thinking it, but I know you're thinking it. You think that we are actually whales with blubber. This is not blubber inside of us. You know what we have when we're bigger?
What is it?
More stretched out skin to get exposed to cold weather.
Stop.
So we get colder.
Fat!
That's right. All right. Post number 2. Okay, let me pull this up. Of course, the internet's taking forever. This was posted on November 21st, 2024. They should put snow machines in every stadium and make every game a snow game.
Oh, come on.
Was that Al Dukes? Was that Jerry Recco? Was that Connor Green? Was that Tommy Lugauer?
Does Tommy even like snow games? No, it's not Recco. This was Tommy.
You're wrong.
Come on.
Man, what a good posted and toasted.
Connor?
Yes! Connor Green makes
Why do you want snow games, Connor?
I stand by that. There is nothing better than snow games, weather in the elements. That's what football is made for. You can't have enough of it.
No, football is made for like 54 degrees, light breeze, sunny, little overcast.
I'm with you. I think it's a terrible take by Connor.
And if I remember,
dwindling daylight.
This should be a shame.
I posted that after the Jameis Winston snow game when he was talking about how happy he was and excited to play in front of the snow and he's diving in the end zone.
Right, so you just want to hear Jameis Winston talk of crazy stuff about football.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know this is a crazy take, but if you built domes in everywhere you went, you could still have this option Connor talks about without accumulating. You know what, teams? It's snowing outside, even though it's a dome. We're going to give you the snow machines on low here.
It's like when you go skiing and it's 40 degrees, but you still got to have some snow. They got the snow machines going.
Then everybody can't complain about playing in the elements, but at least it's not really windy, and you get like the snow and the slickness.
Can you imagine if they created domes that could simulate weather?
Wouldn't everybody be happy that way?
No, I mean,
if the fans stayed dry and relatively warm, but the playing conditions...
I don't think happy is the right word, but it would kind of be awesome.
Because and you only do it if it happens to be snowing outside.
It's like the 4D movies that we started talking about last year. You go to these 4D movies, you get like water sprayed in your face when the wind starts coming. When they're driving fast or whatever it may be. That would be an awesome experience.
Yeah,
you could even run the AC somewhere around 35, 36 degrees.
So
it's cold, not too cold.
It's not like 10, but you got to wear a jacket.
I read this tweet and I openly laughed.
That's interesting.
I openly laughed, and then I started to think about it a little deeper. And I said, you know what? While he's joking, there could be a future where we all get our cake and eat it too.
Right.
The dome people and the weather people combined. Now, the other reason I read that is Connor's never been exposed here on Posted and Toasted, and I think he should be. We talk a lot about Al Dukes. I'm telling you right now, and Connor isn't all. I'm going to say this pound for pound. Connor Green is the best Twitter follow that works at WFAN.
Really?
Thank you.
I wish I had Twitter, Connor.
He is.
I mean, I do, but I don't use it. I tweeted for the first time last week.
It was a Wendy's poll.
About Wendy's.
Yeah. Connor, real quickly, when you think Wendy's, what menu item comes to your mind?
The Baconator, of course.
Close.
Of course.
I said Junior Bacon.
Where's the Frosty?
Well, the Frosty would be a close second. And then the sea salt crinkle cut fry is a close third.
They don't have crinkle cut fries.
They don't?
It's regular like fries.
But it is sea salt, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Delicious.
You don't even know what sea salt is.
It's salt from the sea.
Okay. All right, back to Posted and Toasted. Here we go. Post number 3. The worst people on snowy days are the ones that use their snowblower to blow the snow from their driveway into the street.
Snowblower.
Is that Evan Roberts? Is that Jerry Recco?
Well, Evan never did it.
Is that Greg Giannotti or is that Al Dukes?
That sounds like an Al Dukeser.
You're right.
That's Al Dukes all day.
I find this
By the way,
fascinating.
it's illegal in our town to do that.
To snowblow into the street.
You cannot put snow into the street. So this past, whatever it was. What night did it snow, really? Sunday night.
Sunday
night when it was snowing. So Gianni, who was our neighbor, Nicole's husband, was snowing or was plowing our driveway just to get ahead of it. And so it was coming down. I mean, we probably had 8-9 inches already. So he was plowing it out of my driveway into the street.
Oh, okay.
So the town snow plow comes through and basically just replows in my driveway.
Back in.
And just pushes it back into my driveway.
Just a fight, tug and war back and forth.
Exactly. Johnny's like, what are you doing? He's like, it's illegal to put snow into the street.
Okay, here's the thing, though. Where else is it supposed to go?
Where the hell's it going?
You can only build
you can't
mountains
pile it up so much in your driveway, otherwise you can't get out.
And I already know, because I bless my wife, who's had to do all the snow blowing while I've been stuck in the city. I already know how much I have to fix when I get home.
Yeah.
But she has it piled. I'm not kidding, TK. So 9 feet high at a part of my driveway.
Oh, really?
That's not going to melt till July.
Ugh.
So we're going to have to disperse this.
Nice.
But it's got to go in your lawn.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, what I do
and it's good for the lawn. It melts and it's hydrated.
Exactly. But what I do in the street, if I spend all this time snow blowing and shoveling out, the car is getting dusted off in the street. Because that's minimal amount of snow compared to snow blowing everything out.
Yeah.
The plow could pick
You
that
don't
back
have a garage?
up. I don't want to comment that I used to have a garage.
It's full?
Let's
What's a
just call-
bar?
I still have a garage legally, yes.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's get back to playing the game. Posted and toasted. Post number 4. Tiki exposing me a little bit there. November 7th, 2012. Our final tweet.
Wow, this is a long time ago.
2012. This tweet was 14 years ago.
I wasn't even working here.
Right? The network at the time had not even launched.
I know.
Here it is. While most of us will shovel snow tomorrow, Shaun Morash will be shoveling the left side of the King Wok menu into his mouth. King Wok, a local Chinese establishment close to the station. Was that Chris McMonagle? Was that Tommy Lugauer? Was that Al Dukes? Or was that Evan Roberts?
That had to be Tommy.
You're right.
Tommy
Lugauer, 14 years ago.
You young boys throwing Twitter shade at one another.
So this is how this used to work. You know what I've done the last 2 days? I keep complaining about it. Right? I've been stuck here in Manhattan. Connor,
it sucks being stuck in the city.
Stuck, right. When we were in our 20s, the young guys at the station at the time that were working their way up, the Connor Greens of the world back then, were me, were Tommy Lugauer, were Chris McMonagle, others who are since at other places. Dude, we used to love the snowstorms. It was an excuse as guys in the 20s go, man, the station's putting us up and sleeping here. We're going to go to the bars. We're going to do all this. And he's right. I would order the Chinese food. We'd have fun. Looking back at that tweet, I cringe now. At 38 years old last night with my 2 kids home and everything, I ate the saddest Chipotle burrito in a room by myself and watched the Giants and Broncos on NFL Network.
Oh,
and
God.
it was depressing.
That game happened to be on?
That was the NFL Network.
Sucks.
It was like the rookie showcase of Jackson Dart.
Oh, that sucks.
But fun game.
I know, but still, it sucks.
But that was my night.
Right.
And I look back, me and Lugauer were eating Chinese food and drinking.
That
in
sounds
2012.
depressing.
He's fat! It was terrible. All right, anyway, that was posted and toasted. 888-808-1019. Check out Connor Green's Twitter. Tim in Montville. Tim, what's up?
Hey, Tim.
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
All's good.
All right. I have a hypothetical. And, Sean, it might be the remedy to your, Olympic.
Give it to me, big boy. Give it to me.
Let's say a dozen years ago, the Olympic gold medal game is Canada-U.S. If Sean Avery scores on Marty Brodeur, I'm getting up and cheering. As much as I hate the Rangers, as a Devil fan, come on. Every 4 years, give yourself a hall pass.
Now, Tim, I like that. It's a good take. And I also want to tell you, the other reason that is not as sexy to put out with digital that I was rooting for America was, to his point, rooting against Marty Brodeur would have been easy if he was on Canada. Rooting against Tom Wilson and Sidney Crosby, extremely easy. It's why I didn't want Canada to win, but it was something weird about a Devil doing it. But yeah, I mean, by the way, you want to see the biggest red, white, and blue guy. If Sean Avery had scored on Martin Brodeur, are you kidding me? Both my butt cheeks would have had the Star-Spangled Banner on it. Sebastian in Poughkeepsie. Sebastian, what's up?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
All's good, man.
Yeah, listen, you guys started the show talking about the Combine, and we're talking about Mendoza and Simpson and Aller and all these guys. Why is there no conversation about Carson Beck? I mean, the guy played at only big programs from Georgia. I think he was 37-6 as a starter. All the guy does is win. He's experienced. He's a big guy. And I feel like he's getting no talk. And a year or two down the line, he's going to end up somewhere, and it's going to be like, man, this guy was hiding in plain sight. So I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on that.
I think there's a risk. I called a Carson Beck game this year, the SMU game, and it was weird because he looked so good, but there was always something that felt like it was falling short. Right? It was like time to break open a game. Yeah, that was a bad incompletion. Time to win the game. You're did it go into overtime? Yeah, it goes into overtime. Time to win the game. He throws an interception on the goal, like down near the tight red area. And so with 12 interceptions, he had a bunch of touchdowns this year, 30, I think, touchdowns. But he had 12 interceptions as a college quarterback. And a lot of those were in bad moments. In particular, moments that lost them games that if Virginia had beat Duke, would have kept them out of the college football playoff. And so there's a clutch thing that you didn't see at Miami that you saw at Georgia. And then ultimately when he left Georgia, it was like they were like, see ya, good riddance.
Yeah.
Right? We got somebody else.
Yeah,
good riddance.
But the thing about Carson Beck, and I know this is like unfair, but all the stigma you had, man, what a different conversation we're having if he takes the ball with those 2 minutes left and goes down the field and beats Indiana and ends their undefeated season.
I agree.
Because you're erasing all that,
right.
Every time you needed him.
The negativity it fades away. He becomes a winner as opposed to a risk.
That's the lasting image we would have had of Carson Beck.
Yeah.
And I think you would have more conversation back into the first one. I do think he's a fascinating prospect.
And it wouldn't have affected Mendoza at all.
No, it wouldn't have affected Mendoza at all. You're right. I think he's a complicated prospect, and that's not one I'm willing to take a first-round flyer on. But everyone's talking about Garrett Nussmeier. I could have that conversation with Carson
Look, he's
Beck.
bigger. He's strong. He's big. He's 6'4", 225 pounds. Like, he fits the role. Can throw the ball any layer. He can do all that stuff.
He, ironically, fits a lot of what people saw in Jackson Dart.
Right.
He does.
Right.
And he's got the same kind of attitude and everything.
There's a little bit of
dating hot models.
Yeah, exactly. There's a little bit of a risk to him, but the upside could be huge.
No doubt. No doubt. Also, that Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. All right, we come back. There are a lot of storylines with the Combine. I'm curious to see what Tiki thinks is interesting and what is not interesting about this NFL offseason that's about to occur, plus a Kayvon Thibodeau conversation I want to have, plus that will spin off of a Cinco that I have coming up. A lot still to go. 2 hours left here on the Evan and Tiki Show. Craig with Chris will come your way then. If you've been thinking about replacing those old, chilly windows and doors, now's the time. Windorama is kicking off their winter warm-up sale, and you could save up to 40% on your installation project when you purchase and install through Windorama. 40% off, big savings, great products and brands, and expert installation. Hard to beat that. Keep the warm air in, the cold air out, and upgrade your home the right way. Visit Windorama.com or stop by one of their showrooms today. Windorama, your window and door specialist since 1977.
Calling all sports fans. Calling all sports fans. The world's #1 sports fan festival returns to the Javits Center this July 16th to the 19th. See the biggest names in sports like Aaron Judge, Malik Neighbors, Kevin Durant, Jackson Dart, Jalen Brunson, Cam Scatteraboo, and many more, with athletes from all your favorite leagues. It's a full weekend of photo ops, autographs, rare trading cards, and memorabilia, as well as exclusive products you can only get at Fanatics Fest. It's the ultimate weekend activity with access you won't get anywhere else. Tickets are on sale now, and some days there are going to sell out fast. So grab yours early at fanaticsfest.com. That's fanaticsfest.com.
It's the Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle. Afternoons 2 to 7 on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
Talking to Carlos Mendoza, manager of the New York Mets. Can you give Met fans a little insight to what everybody was talking about in regards to the disconnect amongst the players in your locker room last year?
It's not that the guys didn't get along. We just didn't win games on the baseball field.
Get the Carton Show on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and the free Odyssey app.
This is an Odyssey Sports
The
Minute.
Dallas Cowboys are likely to place the franchise tag on wide receiver George Pickens, but if it were up to me, I would trade Pickens after franchise tagging him. Dallas already is paying wide receiver CeeDee Lamb a ton of money. Dallas traded Micah Parsons because the cap was getting too heavy on a few select players. The defense needs to be rebuilt. If I'm Dallas, I'm franchising George Pickens and trading him for assets to rebuild the defense. I'm Nick Costos.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high. Rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. If your retirement is mostly stocks and bonds, you may be taking a risk, more risk than you think. And when you're near retirement, a sharp drawdown at the wrong time can do real damage. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Its precious metals, silver, and gold is having a spectacular bull run. Would it not make sense to get in before the rocket takes off? Monetary Gold have been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. They have the experience to help tailor your portfolio to your needs. If you call now, they will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional. That's 877-NOW-GOLD.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Breezy with more sunshine than clouds, high of 35 degrees.
Weather brought to you by Staples. From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store and online. Staples. That was easy.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
penalty kick
out of the park
from way downtown for a beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Go Teams!
Ready to ramp up the excitement, golf fans? BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets even better with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll take your stake back if they finish second. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds.
If you're still living with bunion pain, it might be time to break up with your bunion. Because when bunions are ignored, they don't get better, they often get worse. Over time, they can lead to joint damage and arthritis. Once a bunion becomes too severe, minimally invasive options may no longer be possible. I'm Dr. Manningot. Early treatment can make a big difference, helping you feel better every day. Break up with your bunion and take the first step towards healthier, pain-free feet. Call us today at 877-5FASTER or visit allianceortho.com to schedule your appointment today.
Brooklyn doesn't do quiet. We live loud. We play hard. Sunday, March 8th at 3 p.m., be there for Brooklyn FC's inaugural match. Professional soccer the Brooklyn way. Get your tickets now at brooklynfootballclub.com.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With Maintain X, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try Maintain X for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain in the letter x.com/AI.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Hi, this is John Starks. At John Starks Kia, we don't play games. No gimmicks, no tricks, no hidden fees, no surprises, and no money down. See you at John Starks Kia in Queens.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
It is Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash here on The Fan. Evan out. We hope for the best for him today. So Evan had a pre-scheduled, like he's supposed to take off finally Thursday, Friday, probably lie to his family and go to a spring training game. We don't know. He's very concerned about the back in the airplane. So I know we're laughing about it, but Evan's in rough shape, Tiki. So we have Evan watch on.
Traveling with pain in shoes is not fun.
No.
Because you can't get relief. It's not like you can, I'm just going to lay down on the floor.
No.
You lay down on. I mean, you guess you could, but people would look at you oddly.
If Evan laid down on the floor where the cart pushes on an airplane, somebody's filming it, calling, and they're having an emergency landing because they think he's either dying or crazy. He cannot do that. That's not how society works. 888-808-1019. All right. We've done a lot on the Jets and what their hopes are here at the Combine and what Aaron Glenn and Muji have. We played some Joe Shane sound last hour.
Mm-hmm.
Go on the Odyssey app, rewind, check out the chapters there for all that's involved. Now, Tiki, this week is in the Combine. So more big picture stuff, not just the Giants, NFL. New York Post put out what they think going into this week with all the chatter at the Combine, the 8 biggest storylines are here ahead of the NFL offseason.
Okay.
So I want to play a game with you.
All right.
Kind of, I care, I don't care.
Yeah.
All right? So here are the storylines. Storyline number 1. The quarterback carousel. Will Rodgers retire or reunite with Mike McCarthy?
Mm-hmm.
Will Kyler Murray and Tua be released at huge dead calorie
of course,
costs?
yes.
And do the Colts have a plan B for Daniel Jones? Overall, all the quarterback chatter.
Yeah, the quarterback chatter is a big deal because, look, there's those issues. Like, what is Arizona doing? New Mike LaFleur as head coach, Nathaniel Hackett as the offensive coordinator. Who's their quarterback next year? Is it going to stay Jacoby Brissett? There's like
Russell Wilson?
Or Russell Wilson? Like, no chance in hell.
I set you up for that.
No chance in hell is it Russell Wilson. But I can see them going and getting a Kirk Cousins, right? Because they got some good talent. Marvin Harrison, their tight end's pretty good. I forget his name now.
Trey McBride.
Trey McBride. He's been really good. So, like, they have some talent. If they had a quarterback, who knows what could happen. But, yes, I think those are the bigger overarching issues. But there's also some other ones, like, what's the future of Matthew Stafford?
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
The Rams are in this window right now, and it is closing. Now, look, they won a Super Bowl, so it's okay. But their chance to get another one, which not only is big for the Rams, it'd be if Matt Stafford won another Super Bowl, and after coming off an MVP season, he's Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Like you're not even debated anymore. And so I think there's those overarching ones that they mention, but then I think there's actually some little ones too
Yes.
that you're not going to pay as much attention to.
So it could be a very interesting kind of week here as we
Yes.
set up all the contracts. Now, the one thing I will say about the quarterback carousel, man, trying to push this down the throat. The first name I mentioned there, I don't care what happens with Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy and the Steelers.
I don't either.
Like, I'm so over the Aaron Rodgers
I'm over that
thing.
story.
Look, if he's a quarterback of the Steelers next year, that's fine.
Yeah, if he wins. If he goes and Mike McCarthy and the Steelers, they win 12 games.
Yeah, that becomes interesting.
It becomes an interesting story.
Like the band's back together. Yeah,
Right.
but this offseason, what the Pittsburgh Steelers' future is like with Aaron Rodgers, it's just, I don't care.
Not
he looked
exciting.
old and miserable at the end of the year. I'm not into
exciting.
it. All right, storyline number 2.
That's a big one. That's a big story.
You're into that.
Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, all that stuff.
This is labeled as better to receiver. I don't really get that. But anyway, 2 years ago, it was Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze. Are we going to walk away from the combine thinking the big chatter this draft is going to be about the receivers? Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon. And then our team's tripping all over themselves because now they want to find the next great wide receiver. Is that the biggest takeaway of the combine?
No, I think no.
Okay,
I think
not a deal.
I don't think that's as big of a deal. Now, maybe there's some guy, maybe let me think of one. Jeremy Bernard, because I called an Alabama game, who was their top receiver last year. He shows out at the combine. He looks the part. It's like, hey, Jeremy Bernard's flying up the draft chart. Maybe. But I think there's so many good wide receivers. I mean, Elijah Surratt, who was the kid in Indiana.
I love the kid from Texas A&M, Concepcion.
Yeah, exactly. I called one of his games as well. Like, these guys they're dynamic college play, but there's so many of them.
Yeah.
So I yes and no.
Okay, and you know the deal. Guy runs a big 40. Jordan Tyson goes nuts.
Mhm.
Giants are going to want, or fans are going to want them to take a receiver
Right.
early. So keep an eye on that. The other storyline, which is fascinating, everybody's focused on Malik Willis, but is this actually the biggest name of the offseason? Will Max Crosby be fully on the trade block, and can something get agreed upon this week? Remember, that was kind of a faulty ending. He wanted to keep going. The
Right.
Raiders basically were tanking. Max Crosby on the trade block.
Yeah, Max Crosby is not happy with the Las Vegas Raiders. I think this is an interesting story to watch until Max Crosby and Tom Brady have a conversation, because I think that they are in the same mindset.
Mhm.
And once it gets smoothed out, I don't think it'll be an issue.
Yeah, if you're Max Crosby, you just put up through all that hell with the Raiders. Now there's a new coach coming
Right.
in. You have a
Right.
chance to finally have a real franchise quarterback.
Right.
Don't you want to be there to pay the dividends and be Mr.
100%.
Raider? All right, game of tag is the next one, and this is where it comes locally. George Pickens getting tagged by the Cowboys. Kyle Pitts by the Falcons. Are the Jets going to tag Breece Hall? I think that is a big storyline and a big one here. And one that we should find out in about an hour, maybe some thoughts on Breece Hall
Right.
when they speak.
I don't think that they're going to tag him.
Okay.
Not the non-exclusive franchise tag. If they tag him, I think they'll transition tag him, which is the lowest one.
Okay.
So you have the right of first refusal, but no compensation.
No compensation.
Because
so basically, you can
if you
match.
non-exclusive franchise tag him, nobody's giving up draft picks for Breece Hall.
No, so it's a waste.
So
and
it's
then
a
you're
wa-
on the hook.
And so you don't even get to find out. Like, you don't get to find out what his value is. So he's not going to get non-exclusive franchise tags. If he gets tagged, it'll be transition tagged, only so that they can decide to keep him once they see what the market is, or let him go.
Yeah. Okay. Now the next thing. This involves the Giants. We're going to see Mike McCarthy as a Steeler head coach, John Harbaugh as the Giants head coach. They're two of the 14 winningest coaches of all time.
Mm-hmm.
This really starts the era of them in front of microphones. Do you think this comes away as a big storyline? I don't think so. I don't think you learned anything about these guys this week.
I don't think John's going to say anything.
Nothing.
I don't think Mike McCarthy, I mean, he had his emotional moment after he got announced as the, fourth?
Yeah.
Fourth head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I think he's going to say nothing. And I think John Harbaugh is just going to be John Harbaugh. It's going to be football anecdotes and cliches and all that fun, happy stuff. But he's not going to give away what his process or his thinking is. I think the bigger questions, and we meant to bring this up earlier, but the bigger questions to ask for John Harbaugh are what we talked about a little bit ago, Shaun. What's the process like now? Right?
Yeah.
You are in a position to influence like acquisition, player acquisition. Do you have a process to that? Is it odd for you? It's not something that you've done. Obviously Ozzie Newsome was there for a lot of his tenure in Baltimore and made tons of great decisions. Like, you've got a little bit more power than you're used to. Do you have a plan for it?
Right.
Like, those are some interesting things to ask John Harbaugh. But I don't know if they will get asked, and I don't know even if he does. I don't know if they'll get answered.
All right. The next one. I think this one's interesting. Fernando Mendoza mania. Not from the standpoint of he's not going to throw. We
Yeah.
know what he is. But for the first time, he is going to have big media crowds of NFL reporters around him, and he's always come across corny and everything.
Right. He's still going to come across corny.
How will Fernando Mendoza handle the big crowds? Of
See,
media?
this is not a story at all to me.
Okay.
You know why? Hayes in the barn.
He's already going to be the number one pick, so who cares?
Exactly.
So there's nothing he could say to talk himself out of it.
No. Brady and the Raiders love him. And that's my guess. I don't think nothing's happening here.
And you don't think he could become like a oh God, I'm going to be all over this idiot. Can I go home?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Forget that. Punchline.
Yes.
That's what I was going for. My head is shot. The other big storyline here, and we led the show with this, so I think it's worthy. Is there a second quarterback in round one? Is it Ty Simpson? Garrett Nussmeier? The front runner right now is Ty Simpson. See, there hasn't been a first round where the only this is interesting, okay? There has not been a first round in the NFL draft where the only quarterback taken in round one was number one overall since Mike Vick in 2001.
Is that right?
Yeah, isn't that incredible? Because remember, we've had one quarterback first rounds, but never at first overall.
Wow, there was wow. I don't think I realized that or remembered that.
No,
I remember he was number one overall, but I didn't think
that was the only time a quarterback went in the first round. That's what's on the table this week. Will we have a
And
redo?
he was the only quarterback that went in the first round.
Yes.
Right.
That's the point of it. So we had that 1 year where Kenny Pickett was the only quarterback to go in the first round, but he went in the 20s.
Right.
So since 2001, no time has a quarterback been taken number one overall, and that be the only quarterback to go.
Yeah, I mean, the mocks are interesting because previous to Trinidad Chambliss, he was maybe the only one that might have snuck back in out other than Ty Simpson, so that we maybe would have gotten two. Carson Beck is down near the 100th prospect in this year's draft, so that puts him almost in the third round. So, I think we'll get two.
Okay,
I think we're going to get two quarterbacks in the first round this year,
and I think it will be Ty Simpson. And the last one I left for you because I think it's an important one. How high is too high, Tiki? And no, we're not talking about gummies. Jeremiah Love, people believe might be the best non-quarterback offensive prospect in the entire draft.
Yeah, he's big.
The big, powerful Notre Dame running back. But who the hell is taking the running back that high? How high is too high to take Jeremiah Love? I ask you, Tiki.
I think he could get inside the top 10.
Okay, so do you have the teams in front of you?
Yeah.
All right, give me what you think.
So it's not going to be 1, 2, or 3. Cardinals, Giants don't need one. I don't think the Titans do. Cleveland could, but they have too much. They have too much they have to do.
That's a brutal one. Todd Monken can't take a freaking running back here with his first pick.
But think about Todd Monken. What's made them successful in Baltimore was getting Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Big, powerful runner, athletic quarterback. So you got an athletic quarterback, a big, powerful runner. I'm not saying that they should. I'm just saying Cleveland is the first one I would look at. It's not going to happen, but...
I'm trying to think, though. The Browns did take a good rookie running back last year, right? That then he got hurt.
I don't remember.
Was it Junkins? Kinshawn Junkins? Yes, right?
Potentially.
I think, yes. That was him.
So,
and he showed flashes last year. He was the former Ohio State running back.
Well, I don't think Washington will because of the kid that they had last year who surprised everybody.
But Bill Merritt?
Yeah, Bill Merritt. But I think that the Saints, especially with
Kellen Moore, Nussmeier.
Yep, Nussmeier, Kellen. I mean, you have a good quarterback. Your offensive line it played better than I think a lot of people expected, and also their star Alvin Kamara, he's been physically banged up.
Yeah,
and so is he a free agent too?
Alvin Kamara? I don't know. I have not seen him pop on the top 100 free agent list.
Yeah, so maybe he's not, but he's a good player. But is he your workhorse? Get 300 potential carries a game. So I think Jeremiah Love goes in the top 10.
Okay, where does Dallas pick? Because he has Cowboy written all over me.
Yeah, but they just re-signed.
They did, but only at $8 million a year.
Yeah.
They also can't guarantee that he's
the Cowboys pick 12.
12. Remember, they don't have a first-round pick next year.
But they got to go defense, man.
You would think.
Think about how bad they have been defensively.
That's true. But Jerry Jones loves him a good running back.
Of course he does.
So interesting. All right. I was curious to get your thoughts on that. So those are the storylines heading into the combine. A couple of them, Jets and Giants oriented. As we said, top of the hour, you will have Aaron Glenn and John Harbaugh simultaneously meeting the media. Darren Muji will speak shortly thereafter. 888-808-1019. Dom in Edgewater. Dom, what's up?
Gentlemen, good afternoon. Hope you guys are safe from the snow.
You too,
Appreciate you.
Pretty much sick of it at this point. I blame the groundhog. But anyway, I know, right? There was a picture of him, by the way, on a rocket ship flying all the way out of there. So
Nice.
good for him. I know, seriously, yeah. I know, it's hysterical. With regards to the Giants, I love the move that they made. Harbaugh coming in as the head coach. I think he's going to revitalize that franchise, which they desperately need. Two names I want to talk about really quickly. I was reading an NJ.com article. I don't know the name of the author, but there was two main players who I think could really make a huge difference in the free agency market if they come to the Giants. One is Tyler Linderbaum. He went he's played for Harbaugh's complete career.
Yep.
And another cornerback is Shaun Wright if we lose Cordell Flott, because Cordell Flott has done very well. But I just think, any help that the Giants can get, because being a Giant fan the last few years has been painful.
Yep.
But we still have, Dart's progressing. Scatterable will come back healthy. I just wanted to get your thoughts on Linderbaum and Wright.
Yeah,
Thanks,
well,
guys.
we appreciate
it.
you as well, Dom. We hit the Linderbaum thing earlier, and it looks like he's going to get a bag. And
yeah,
it's a lot to shell out, potentially up to $20 million a year for a guard when you have other needs in free agency and not a ton of free agent space. Now, the Giants are sitting at about 6 to 8 or so this season. It doesn't mean you can't sign guys, because next year they have a ton.
100 mil. They can push cap hits.
Right. They can push it all out into the length of the contract and put some void years on, so it even spreads out even more. And so you're not worried about it, but are you really going to spend $20 million on a guard or a center, I should say? And especially with John Michael Schmitz being okay enough.
And if Jermaine Illuminor leaves, even if he stays, they need to focus on right tackle.
Yes.
And guard.
Yes, exactly.
Unless they're moving John Michael Schmitz to guard to replace Van Roten.
Right. Now, Shaun Wright, who is played for the Bears, is
last year.
The Bears.
He was cut by the Vikings previously.
Right, cut by the Vikings, but he with the Bears, he actually turned into a pretty good, viable defensive corner.
And has good size.
Good size. I think part of that is because of Dennis Allen, his defensive coordinator, who's a good coordinator, put him in positions to be successful, and he had a career high 5 interceptions. And so I think if the price is right, he's absolutely one of the Giants' targets. Lindenbaum, I'm not so sure, because I think he's going to be priced out of the market. But Wright, for sure, because the Giants need depth there.
They're going to need a starter regardless, because whether they sign Flott, that's your starter, or Flott walks. Now, here's my little prediction on Flott. I know, Tiki, you don't necessarily love his size.
I don't love his size. I love his ability.
His ability. And that's what I was going to say. He plays bigger than he looks. He's not afraid to get in there and tackle. He's actually been decent in run support. And, every time you looked up, you're like, wow, this guy's good coverage skills.
And he didn't give up. He only gave up 1 touchdown all season.
Where I think Cordell Flott is going to benefit this offseason, and I know a lot of people don't have him ranked high enough on all this.
Yeah.
He's only 25 years old.
Yeah,
the Giants drafted him so young. You looked up, and I did this yesterday, looking at all the corners that are about to be free agents. You're talking about 27, 28 years old. Man, in this day and age in the NFL where you're so worried about overpaying guys, Cordell Flott is that kind of guy a team could look at and go, I know that he just had the best year of his career and he's only 25. I can get 3 years out of him until he's 28.
Yeah.
And then I'm back to
he's not even 25 yet.
Right. He's going to be 25.
He's going to be 25 this season. And when you look at him from an AAV potential average, he's way down the list.
I know.
Because a lot of guys, like Trevon Diggs is free, Jamel Dean, who had a really good season, but he's going to be 30.
That's
Diggs is 29. Jimmy Ward is 35.
I think Flott has the potential to get the biggest surprise contract in free agency because of his age. I don't think people are reading the room right on that. Now, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the Giants get him back at a reasonable deal, but I think somebody is going to – that'll be the first free agent where you look and go, wow, Cordell Flott got that?
Yeah.
That's what I picture happening because he's 25. You're going to be 25
Right.
years
The
old.
top guys are making $20 million a year, 20-something million a year corner. He's not going to command that.
Yeah.
He's in the 9 to 12 range. But, could the Giants swing that? Maybe.
Maybe. And, they're going to – either way, this is the thing
they're going to have to do something.
Even if you don't want, if you're a
Because
Giant
you're not
fan,
drafting your starter.
this is it.
Yeah.
If you're a Giant fan and you're looking at these guys that we've talked about, Flott, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jermaine Illuminor, this is why I have no problem with Wan'Dale Robinson walk. You could figure out something on your roster to figure out slot receiver.
Yes.
If you do not sign
Well,
Cordell
you have
Flott,
one, Drew Phillips.
Right. Well, no, slot corner.
Oh, slot corner.
I'm talking about a slot receiver.
Oh, got it.
Now
Got
go
it.
back to Flott here for a second.
Right.
Flott play the outside. If you lose Flott and you're not willing to pay him $12 million a year, what do you think a replacement corner is going to cost you?
That's right.
To replace Cordell Flott.
Right.
So either way, you're spending that money a corner. It's a matter of whether you want to bring the guy back or not. 888-808-1019. I will continue to take your calls on that. We will eventually get to our Cinco de Lunch show today, which is football themed. 888-808-1019, taking you up until 2 o'clock. Of course, the Carton Show with C-Mac will come your way then. If you've been thinking about replacing those old, chilly windows and doors, now's the time. Windorama is kicking off their winter warm-up sale, and you could save up to 40% on your installation project when you purchase and install through Windorama. 40% off. Big savings, great products and brands, and expert installation. Hard to beat that. Keep the warm air in, the cold air out, and upgrade your home the right way. Visit Windorama.com or stop by one of their showrooms today. Windorama, your window and door specialist since 1977.
I am always busy and on the go, but I love to know that my family is safe when I'm not with them. That's why I partnered with our friends at Sloman Shield, who recently installed the Sloman Shield Link system, combining safety, convenience, and peace of mind that I can manage right from my phone. My favorite thing is controlling the music, whether we're having parties or I'm just chilling, having a glass of wine in the living room. The personal control right from my phone of my late 90s hip-hop or 2000s rock kills it in my stereo system. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit slomans.com.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Ray Katina Mercedes-Benz of Edison, and also sponsored by Kalshi. The world is always changing. Now you can trade on what happens next with Kalshi. What will the president say during his State of the Union address? Trade the outcomes live on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get $10 when you trade $10. Kalshi, trade on anything.
We're getting ready for another season of Yankees and Mets baseball on WFAN.
Going on deep drive right field, hit hard, and is screaming out of here.
We've got all the bases covered with breaking news, analysis, and good old-fashioned New York sports talk on The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Mercedes-Benz of Edison is more than a dealership. They're a luxury destination where exceptional vehicles meet exceptional people. It's why Cars.com named Mercedes-Benz of Edison the top Mercedes-Benz dealer in the U.S. for 2025. Discover yours at RayKatinaEdison.com.
Hi, it's Indian Snow Country. Sponsor your job on Indeed. Get matched with quality candidates with Indeed-sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today. A pretty incredible storm for a pretty incredible season will keep skiing and riding on every trail. And now a week of deep powder runs, like at Thunder Ridge, where all 22 trails are riding strong, and the day and night skiing. Wyndham scoring the same fresh powder with over 40 runs, while up to Whiteface 94 trails at 24 miles of skiing and riding. We check out Mount Southington in Connecticut. They picked up plenty of new snow. They'll remain at full operation. Ski Sundown and Mohawk the same. Up to Jiminy Peak in the Berkshires, new snow for over 40 trails. Now to Vermont, where Stratton got even more new snow, and they have all 99 trails open. Killington checks out 155 runs and over 70 miles.
You don't just ski or ride, you dominate. At Killington, we fuel your adventure. Be the beast. Ski and ride Killington.
More at snowcountry.com.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ senses a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and...
Devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
This year, flavor doesn't walk. It runs wild. At P.F. Chang's, we're charging into the year of the horse with bold new wok-fired dishes like pork belly bao buns and refreshing cocktails like the Midnight Gallop. P.F. Chang's beloved red envelope tradition returns, adding a surprise element to every visit during the Lunar New Year. Each guest receives a red envelope revealing a special offer redeemable on a future visit. Celebrate the Lunar New Year with flavor that runs wild at P.F. Chang's. Valid for dine-in only while supplies last. Details at pfchangs.com.
Hey, New Jersey, the Mega Millions jackpot is up to $438 million. Who couldn't use a little extra money in their pockets? Get your ticket today. Anything can happen in Jersey.
It's Dunkin's world and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee, whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself, because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions, participations and times may vary. Offer prices varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Question: what business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious New York businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. With each package delivered, your business gets paid. Sign up at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery. I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
Penalty kick.
out of the park!
From way downtown for a beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Make the smart choice, the Mazda CX-5. With standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety, and effortless handling, there's more to a Mazda than meets the eye. Lease your 2025 Mazda CX-5 for only $209 a month and elevate your journey wherever the road takes you. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Well, when boxing needs to feel relevant and get hyped up again, just rely on the past. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather announced yesterday they will fight at the Sphere in Las Vegas on September 19th, with both fighters in their late 40s, Tiki. Pacquiao Mayweather at 47 and 49 years old, duking it out in the Sphere.
Why is that going to be interesting?
Yeah, I got to be honest. It probably won't be. And I could see myself still on September 19th going, oh, what's it on Netflix? Maybe I will watch it. But here's the other problem. I don't need a fight at midnight in the Sphere. Eastern time, too. That's the other problem with boxing.
Point. You can't stay up that
It's
late.
enough. Now, Tiki, what do you think you could say? These guys are coming back in the 40s. You just, you're 50.
I'm 50, dude.
Well, 50 at 49 is 50.
And do what at 49 or 50?
Go play flag football in the Olympics here.
Yeah, right. Until I tear an ACL and be done for
You're doing marathons.
Yeah, but a marathon is linear. There's no side movement. I'm not like trying to cut on a dime and
you don't have to be
set guys up.
You don't have to be old Tiki Barber grabbing a fullback's back and pushing through. You could go linear. It's flag football. Nobody's going to crush you.
There was an Olympic curler that was 55 years old, Tiki. You can do that.
I could do curling. They're going to start a pro curling league, too, I heard.
How about that?
Yeah, I feel like they always say they're starting pro. Every time the Olympics end, there's a pro curling league coming. And then everybody forgets 2 weeks later they don't care about curling.
Right.
Happens every single time. Now, before we get back to your calls and Cinco, I do have a little bit of update. He's probably going to be mad to bring this up. Tommy Lugauer is still stranded. Tommy Lugauer could not make it
on
back
the West
for a
Coast?
show. So he went out to the West Coast.
That's the problem with the West Coast. Once you get stuck, you're stuck.
Yeah. So I'll give you a little inside radio here. Knowing Tommy as well as I do, and obviously for a long time on the afternoons working behind him. He had a nephew. His wife's sister had a baby. They had not been out to see the baby, and he kept putting it off during the fall because we really don't take off in the fall because it's football season, and this is what we do in radio.
Right.
He was prepared to take this trip in February. He told his wife, wait till after the Super Bowl. Let's go out there. And then the lineup shuffle happened, and he got the night show, and he was panicked to me. I know he told a lot of people, should I take off? This is only the first month of the show. And we all told him, and even boss said, dude, you still have to take off. You still have to football go. So he made the trip shorter than it was supposed to be, and he wants to, own the show. So he's supposed to fly back Sunday and the Monday in the heart of the blizzard, a red eye. Can't make it back. He is currently in a text message thread with me and others, stranded at the airport where he showed up where the flight said it was going to take off. It has now been delayed multiple hours, and now he is getting the sense it might be canceled again.
That is miserable.
Are you kidding me? And he is a nervous wreck that he's going to get Wally pipped in the evenings here in the radio.
I can see
That's
that.
all he cares about right now.
Well, when's he getting back?
He doesn't know.
Like Thursday?
Well, he's still hoping for tonight, but there's a chance he may not. These flight delays are no joke.
Yeah.
They are so backed up. Some of the runways aren't cleared. I feel bad for anybody who had to fly this week.
I agree.
Brutal.
Not something I envy anyone who has to fly.
No. So poor Tommy Lugauer. So if you call him on his first show back, just remind him how great everybody else did at filling in for him. So he really gets neurotic in his head. All right. Without further ado, it's Cinco time.
Shaun Morash in the booth. Somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling. No! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking. Nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Let's go! Cinco de Loncho is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. All right, we've been talking a lot about the Combine and the storyline. So combined with Jet Giants and free agents, which has been a big discussion today, I'm here to give you the top 5 local NFL players in order I want to return this offseason.
Oh, interesting.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Number 5.
I'm putting this guy on there, Quincy Williams. I refuse to believe last year, that's it, he just fell off a cliff. I don't think he's going to break the bank for him. And we keep talking about all these holes the Jets have on defense. You can't find a reasonable deal for Quincy Williams just to maintain some kind of order at the linebacker position.
Yeah, it would be nice, but you just don't. That's a dicey one.
It is a dicey one.
I really liked him 2 years ago.
But is he going to get overpaid this offseason by somebody? Off that year? That's
Probably
my point.
not.
Probably not.
Right.
Okay, here we go.
Number 4.
We've been talking about this guy over the last half hour. So Cordell Flott. I know he's light, Tiki, but he can cover. He can tackle. Adebo was also banged up all last year. Man, if the Giants don't sign Cordell Flott, they better have a better answer at corner.
No, you're right. And it felt like Paulson Adebo he was coming off a femur or whatever, a broken leg.
Yeah.
And it felt like it took him a while to get back into the Paulson Adebo that we expected, and he never really got there.
He never got there. It's true. So the Giants are going to need something there. Number 3.
Number 3.
I don't know why I said the number voice guy was going to do it, but we did that anyway. Jermaine Illuminor. Don't screw up the tackle position.
Yeah, I agree with
talk
that.
about all the holes the Giants have. Hasn't it been nice the last 2 years to go outside of Andrew Thomas's health? The Giants actually have a strength to tackle.
Well, it's been nice to not have to worry about protecting your quarterback.
Yeah.
Not have to worry about Jackson or whoever is under center getting their head beat in because there's so much instability. The one thing that matters, and you saw this with the Giants end of my era through those Super Bowl runs, the continuity was ridiculous. I mean, the number of games that they started together was fantastic, and it's a reason they were able to be successful.
That's it. It's all about continuity. Here we go.
Number 2.
Breece Hall. Look, man, the Jets have the cap space. A veteran good running back to help potentially a young
and he's not going to
quarterback.
break your bank.
He's not going to break the bank. And again, you want to show as a regime, you can reward guys who you didn't draft that were here that were good players.
Right.
Like you rewarded Garrett Wilson, but then you rewarded Sauce Gardner, you traded him quickly. Man, pay Breece, and more importantly, once you pay Breece, use Breece. How about that? Feed him the rock. All right, and last but not least.
Number 1.
Somebody that Joe Shane commented on. Somebody that the internet is swirling with rumors about. The number one guy I want to return this offseason is actually not a free agent. It's just somebody in the trade rumor mill, and that's Kayvon Thibodeau. I find this conversation, which is partially why I had number 1 because I want to transition into this, interesting. I get that the Giants drafted Abdul Carter. I get that they have Brian Burns. Back in my day, which was not that long ago, the Giants came at you in waves with pass rush.
100%.
And I understand that Kayvon Thibodeau has not lived up to being the 5th overall pick. Tiki, you said something so smart, like you usually early in the show, where you said some guys can't shake like where they were drafted in the draft profile. And I think people struggle with the idea that Kayvon Thibodeau didn't become Aiden Hutchinson from that draft.
Yeah.
It doesn't make him a bad football player.
No, it doesn't. He's not twitchy like the Aiden Hutchinsons of the world. He's not all just speed rush. I can run around you. I'm powerful as well. He's also been dealing with whatever that shoulder or elbow issue has been.
Looks like Inspector Gadget.
No, right. And he's been wearing that thing for 2 years now. And so I don't think he was fully healthy. And he never really got a chance to grow in his game. And so he probably is not going to be the perfect counter to Brian Burns, but it doesn't make him a bad football player.
Okay, and so this is my issue. When I hear all the talk about trading him, and Connor, I'm not sure if we have Joe Shane talking about Kayvon Thibodeau. If we don't, no big deal. Just let me know if we do. When we talk about trading Kayvon Thibodeau and the idea of, well, because next year is the year where you'd have to make a decision on paying him, or if you want to work out an extension this year. I get that maybe he hasn't shown enough where he's going to break the bank, but then let another team do that after next offseason. I want to see him for a year, be healthy with these other two guys under John Harbaugh and playing, because the other part of this is, this isn't the Quinnen Williams, Sauce Gardner stuff the Jets are doing. Is Kayvon Thibodeau fetching you a first-round pick? Probably not.
No. And
so why am I trading him for a third-round pick?
And you already have the 5th-year option. So you have him on a relatively cheap deal because he hasn't made Pro Bowls. And so his 5th-year option is not exorbitantly high. And so it's almost like a cheap way to see if he's great. And if he's great, then you have a decision to make after this season.
Yes.
But I kick that down the line a little bit.
No question. So, again, I'm not dumping him just to get extra draft capital. Where the Giants are at with Kayvon, Joe Shane, we don't have the audio of it, but did say that he is a Giant for now and he's comfortable playing on there. But he did use the word for now, which is interesting. I guess we could find out maybe he's not a John Harbaugh guy once he gets traded. That'd be the reason. But I just think you're selling low.
Yeah.
You're selling low. I would rather him come back, start the year. And look, we're just assuming the Giants are going to be this more competent, hoping they're going to win a bunch of games next year. Man, there's a chance they got 4 or 5 wins at the deadline and they turn around and go, you know what, we're going to add something, but then we could trade him at the deadline. I don't see the appeal in trading him now. I don't get it.
Not right now. You don't need to.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
So I want Kayvon Thibodeau back. That was your Cinco de Lunch. All right, let's get back to your calls. 888-808-1019. Steve in Naples. Steve, what's up? Steve? See you, Steve. I'm sorry. I'll put you on hold. See if he can get you back. All right, Luke in Fairlawn. Luke, what's up?
Hey, Luke.
Hey, good morning, guys. Or good afternoon, rather. Good to listen to you, man. I'm a teacher, so I never get to hear you anymore. So I'm dealing with this snow like we all are. So
Day off.
Thanks for taking
Day
me.
offs are good.
Yes, sir.
Luke, when was the last time you worked? 3 weeks ago at this point with February break and everything?
Hey, I worked on last Friday. Right?
Oh, okay. You didn't have February break where you were?
yeah, I did. I only had Monday and Tuesday off.
Oh, okay.
So
I got you.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah. Hey, I love the talk. So I'm a huge Jets fan. And one thing that I would love to see this year, I agree with you, Shaun. I would love to try to retain Quincy Williams if you can. I mean, I don't think the price would be too high. Certainly Breece Hall. I mean, he's been such a baller for us the last couple of years. I'd like to also see if we can get Elijah Vera-Tucker back, just because I don't think it would be that expensive. I know he's coming off lots of injury. And then I'd also like to try to sign for I know there's a couple free agents. Obviously, Malik Willis would be awesome if we could get him. Maybe from a receiver standpoint, it'd be cool to get Alec Pierce, maybe even a Mike Evans type guy to complement Garrett Wilson, and then use those draft picks that we have on, I don't care what position, because we need all the best defensive players available. I don't want to see us pick up another offensive lineman. I love what we did the last 2 years, but let's focus on the defense for the draft, and then maybe we can get some key pieces in free agency for the offense.
Yeah, I think you can go supplement your wide receiving room with some of these veterans because they're not going to get massive deals. A couple of them, Mike Evans is 33 years old. Not that he's ideal. Alec Pierce, I mean, as good as he is at stretching the field, he's always been a one-trick pony.
That's the hot name to it, the wide receiver.
It is. Think about it. And so, how much? That's not costing you an arm and a leg. And so,
or will it?
You mean because it's so barren?
Yes. Like he's getting more than Darius Slayton got last year. And think about how much it's costing the Giants.
You think?
You don't think he's going to cost more than Darius Slayton?
I don't see him as that kind of guy.
I don't either. But these teams are stupid, Tiki.
Yeah, but there's also so many kids in the draft. You can get players in the draft.
Okay.
Yeah, the wide receiver free agent it's a compelling one because there aren't a ton of them.
Yeah, and I would operate the same way as you, by the way. You could always find wide receivers in the draft. It's oddly enough, nobody wants to say this. It's kind of going the way of the running back.
No, you're right.
The way kids are being developed to play wide receiver at a young age now.
Right, but if you're an elite player, the only way it's different is that if you're an elite player, once you get to the league, you are going to get paid.
Oh, absolutely. Right.
You're going to get $30 million a year.
No, if you're one of those top 10 guys.
The running back, if you are the elite player, you're getting 15.
Yes.
Because the longevity of your career. You sign a wide receiver to a big deal, he's playing until he's 34 years old. You sign a running back to when you sign whatever, he turns into an elite player. Maybe he gets to 31.
A wide receiver that starts to look old under their contract is still more useful than a running back that starts to look old under their contract.
That's right.
And that's why.
That's right.
Okay. 888-808-1019. Chris in New Jersey. Chris, what's up?
What's up, guys? How are you today?
We're good, man.
Much love there, 21.
Thank you, brother.
Real quick, I read something. I don't know how true it is, but Jack Hughes' mom was on the 92 women's hockey team that won the silver.
Was she really?
Wow.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook, but how much do you believe in Facebook?
Right, true.
Oh, I mean, look, they got a lot of hockey players in that family.
Right.
So.
No, you're right.
They sure do. And my other point was, guys, I know it's not going to happen, but could you see Jeremiah Love in a big blue uniform? Oh,
I mean,
whatever.
He'd be amazing,
he goes to,
but we don't need him right now.
Chris, I know.
Put that way mild. Are you trying to get me to explode on the air about taking a running back in the first round? And I always say, by the way, I'm not anti-Jeremiah Love, the player, but you have Cam Scadaboo and Tyrone Tracy. You have other major holes.
Yeah.
How could you do that? How could you take Jeremiah Love? Because once you take him in the first round, you got to use him as the bell cow, and you're basically taking away what you're going to do with Cam Scadaboo.
I'm in a rabbit hole right now.
What's your rabbit hole?
Ellen Weinberg Hughes.
Okay.
She competed internationally for the U.S. women's national team at the 1992 Women's World Championship, capturing a silver medal.
That's awesome.
But she was not, I don't think she was on the Olympic team.
Oh.
She did represent the United States, but just in the World Championships.
World Championships.
And through her three sons were drafted in the first round of their respective NHL league drafts.
And Quinn's even better than Jack. So now this is what's interesting.
Quinn was drafted 7th in 18.
There could be people screaming at the radio right now that know this answer, and maybe I'm supposed to know this.
Yeah.
Do we know what Jack Hughes' father did? Was he
Jim is a former Hawker player and coach who worked with the Toronto Marlies.
Okay, that's
and the Maple Leafs.
Okay, so he's involved in the game. Wow.
He was a player and coach as well.
Okay, so both the parents were
mom,
hockey
dad,
players?
and all 3 kids.
Those kids had to be hockey players.
And the mom is currently a player development consultant for the U.S. women's national team.
Right. So,
like Jack Hughes
are
can't grow up
are
and
there
work for
any
Kohl's.
other kids? Or are they just three boys?
I don't know.
Because if you're the whatever other kid,
the Cooper Manning of the bunch here, even though he stopped being a footballer because of injury, but yes, that's a tough.
Yeah,
that's
all
a tough
3.
one.
It says all 3 sons. They have 3 sons. So yeah, all 3 sons were drafted.
You have to be. Imagine how much pressure's on the youngest son in that spot too.
I know
That is brutal. Those kids.
Luke is the youngest one. He's a pretty decent defenseman.
Yes, he is. But you had to be a hockey player. That is so much pressure. See, I never felt that pressure. I never felt growing up like I have to go cut deli meats like my dad.
Right.
You know?
Dude,
Never.
and so how could you not love this family, this hockey family, Sean?
I don't think they're
I mean,
bad.
look, he's got a mom, dad. She's not bad looking either. She's actually really good looking.
Well, I would assume. I mean, the
come
Hughes
on,
kids are all
man.
good-looking kids. It's not hate. I don't want to. Hate's the wrong word. I don't hate Jack Hughes. First of all, I think Quinn Hughes is unbelievable. It's more just like you're the star player on one of my team's biggest rivals, and it's just it's more weird than anything. I find it weird.
It's weird because they're such a perfect family. You don't want to hate on them.
Yeah, like that's true too. Like he isn't hateable, and
Right.
I don't like. Again, it's not that I want to hate him, but it just
So does Ellen get a gold medal too because she's a consultant for the women's team?
okay. This is the other thing I don't understand.
I would think so, right?
Right, she's part of the team.
Yeah.
I mean, not like the gold medal, but she's recognized as part of the team.
Recognized
It's
part
like
of the team.
I don't know, like the whatever the player personnel person of the Seattle Seahawks gets a Super Bowl ring.
Because only the athletes in the Olympics get the gold medals.
Right, but she gets associated with it.
Gets associated with it. The other thing that we didn't talk about yesterday, I'm not sure if Evan missed it and pick up on it. How stupid is the tradition of handing out these Beanie Babies with the medals? Did you see that?
No.
So when they went down the line at the medal ceremony, so for all those that I was a hater, I sat there, I watched the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
The people handing out the medals also were handing out little stuffed animals to each player. So I'm not like, Connor, did you see this?
This is just with the golds or all of them?
All of them, because the Canadian team was getting it. And I forgot the player that made the great facial reaction that's gone since viral on Twitter. He gets the silver medal handle, and the Canadian players are so upset. And he gets handed this little, it looked like a Beanie Baby. He gets handed the Beanie Baby, and he looks down like, what the bleep
Did he
is this?
toss it?
No, but they almost were like, why are you handing this to me? And yet every single athlete got one of these little dolls. And I get maybe it's like from the Milan Olympic group, like they're kind of like send-off present.
Yeah.
But it just felt like a bad wedding favor, you know? It was so weird. Did you find that down the rabbit hole?
So they are the two official mascots for the Olympics, Tina and Milo.
Oh, got it.
They are anthropomorphic stouts.
What the hell does that mean? They look like little marshmallows.
It looks like, I guess, like a little bit. It's like a little kind of animal, a stout, little gerbil kind of looking thing.
Come on, imagine fighting with another team for your country in a gold medal game and either losing or winning, and then in the midst of that beat, what do you even do with that? I don't want to carry that around.
You wouldn't want that? Put that on the nightstand or something for good luck.
They nearly sold out.
They were selling them.
Because you go to the Olympics and have these little stouts.
That's like a thing.
A stout is whatever the animal is.
Okay.
Tina and Milo, and they almost sold out.
Okay, so you buy.
But this was one of the Olympics. They were disparate. It was like the places were far apart.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a central community.
So if you were going to events, you kind of really had to pick.
You had to
do
pick
that.
like where you wanted to be.
All right. So here's the thing. I don't mind you getting that. You have to have like a thank you bag at the end of the Olympics. You can't hand the players those on the ice. Like that's got to be an thanks for competing bag on your way out.
Now I got to find the video.
You got to see the video. And the Canadian players are getting these going, what the hell are you giving me this for? I just lost the gold medal game. It's bad enough I got to sit here and act happy that I'm winning a silver medal, which is the other funny thing.
Right.
A silver medal to a lot of people.
Are they like ferrets? Is the stout like a ferret?
It looks like a ferret, yeah.
I used to have ferrets. So
yeah, I guess. But the silver medal is viewed in a bad way on a hockey tournament like that because you just lost, but you're getting this medal. And it feels weird to throw a smile on, where it's more honorable maybe for another sport where it's like a single person. So you're all upset you're getting a silver medal. You're supposed to look with a smile, and you could hand it that? You want to throw it right back in their face. I don't want a Marley and me, or what'd you call it? Okay.
Tina and Milo.
Tina and Milo.
Get lost.
They were drawn by, I guess, kids age 6 to 14, and that Tina and Milo, the Stouts, won 53% of the vote. So that's how they wound up being the mascots.
Wow. They're voting on mascots like they're minor league baseball teams. But please tell me how much American pride I'm supposed to have in the Olympics. It means so much. Clay in Far Rockaway. Clay, what's up?
Hey, guys. Love the show. I have a couple, players I want the Giants for the offseason. I agree that we definitely need to get more weapons for Jackson, but I don't really know if the wide receiver is the way to go. I would like to bring back Wanda. I thought he had a great connection with Jackson.
He did.
And I think that tight end, we know John Harbaugh's very into his tight ends, a guy like David Njoku, a big body, receiver type. I think that would be a great fit instead of having to go out for a wide receiver. I think that David Njoku is a great fit. And I have a couple guys in the draft I would like to speak about for
All
the
right, round them off
combine.
quick here.
I'm a big fan of the linebacker Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech.
Okay.
I think he's like maybe a second-round, third-round pick. I know we don't have a second-round pick.
And then
for
you
the
linebackers.
Giants,
No, we don't have a third round.
We don't have a
pick.
third, yeah.
We don't have a third, yeah. I really liked him. He's like, we'll go with the force and the fumbles. We need to get some turnovers.
Right.
And even late in the draft, I like Trey Lance's younger brother, Bryce, from North Dakota State.
I haven't
He's
done
like a
enough
good
research.
option.
I don't know enough
In
about
like
him.
the fifth round. Yeah, he's going to be a much later round pick. I thought he has nice hands, nice footwork. I don't know if you.
What is he, Clay? What is he, a tight end?
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Wow, Trey Lance's. But thanks for the call, Clay. Now you're going to send definitely Tiki down the
I
rabbit
know.
hole, all that.
Yeah,
Trey
Jacob
Lance's
Rodriguez, I saw play because I called one of their games, and he is an impact player. He's a top 100 player in the draft, so he'll be in the top 3 rounds or so.
No, that feels like a guy that goes in the second round that's like a tackling machine.
Right. It's just a matter of where the Giants, what they do with their first round pick.
Right. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, they could trade back in the second round. They did that with Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yes.
Remember, they had a higher pick traded back and maybe get another third rounder that helps him kind of balance, as Tiki put it, balance out the board. As far as David Njoku goes, he's available to be signed right now because he's been released. I don't know what the Giants' plans are at tight end. I know that John Harbaugh with a power run game is going to look to probably add more blocking. Daniel Bellinger's a free agent. Theo Johnson, it's not the worst blocker, but he's more of a pass catcher. Are they going to go down the route of having multiple kind of pass-catching threat tight ends? They did have that in Baltimore with Andrews and Likely. I'm not sure. That's a big wild card position for the Giants this offseason. All right, when we come back, a rule change in place in the NFL. Plus, we'll get you set for Knicks Cavs tonight as well. It's Evan and Tiki with Evan on the mend for another hour or so here on The Fan.
If you're looking to level up your wardrobe, check out Collars & Co. You might have seen them on Shark Tank where they landed a deal with Mark Cuban. They're the team behind the dress collar polo that sold over 1 million shirts. And now they've launched the Maverick Performance Blazer. And this thing is legit, sharp, lightweight, and completely wrinkle-resistant, making it perfect for travel. Just back it up and it comes out looking fresh. Plus, get smart features like security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So hit up collarsandco.com right now. Use code Tiki for 20% off. That's at collarsandco.com.
The home of New York Giants football. The Fan.
Down the right sideline, cuts inside at the 5, in for the touchdown!
1019 FM WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The Spurs beat the Pistons last night in a matchup of NBA Finals contenders, but I don't really see it that way as far as both those teams winning an NBA championship. I don't like either team to win the title this season. Detroit just doesn't have the scoring outside of star point guard Cade Cunningham, and San Antonio doesn't have the experience. You need to lose before you win. So while both teams have had great seasons, I don't like San Antonio or Detroit to win it all this year. I'm Nick Customs.
Allstate is Metro New York's trusted auto insurer, protecting cars across the tri-state area. We're by your side when you need us most, providing you with affordable auto coverage you can rely on. So switch to Allstate today, and you could save an average of $713 on auto insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problem problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
At NYU Langone Health, we know there really is no place like home. That's why we get our surgery patients home faster and have fewer readmissions than any other health system. That means once you're home, you won't need to go back for the same procedure. Instead, you can get back to the things you love. And the next time you need something else, we're here. Better health starts with a better health system. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
The President's Day sales event is happening now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. With incredible lease offers on all new Jeep and Ram trucks, you'll see why more Americans are electing to get their vehicles from Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI.
Hola amigos, Brad Evans here. Check out this booming voice and Pat Boyle on BetMGM tonight, covering the biggest sports stories from coast to coast, live and interactive on the free Odyssey app, discussing NFL offseason news and getting you ready for the madness in college hoops. BetMGM tonight with me, Brad Evans and Pat Boyle, live and interactive, Monday through Friday night starting at 6 Eastern, presented by BetMGM. Always live on the free Odyssey app and watch on YouTube at BetMGM tonight.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire, nobody.
Powerful doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. So the moment Total Wireless offers a free Samsung S25 FE with Galaxy AI, when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan, you take the network as powerful as you, with unlimited 5G data that won't slow you down. Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires new activation on a Total 5G Unlimited 3-month plan or higher. External port in and ID verification. Available only in Total Wireless stores. Limit to 4 devices per account.
Hey, it's Tiki here. I'm constantly on the go between the fan, taking care of my kids, various events, meetings, football games. The list goes on and on and on. But one of the things I value most is feeling safe and also knowing that my family is safe when I'm not with them at home. That's why I turn to our great partners at Sloman's Home Security to install their innovative ShieldLink system in my own house. The Sloman ShieldLink system is a smart home security solution that easily and seamlessly combines safety, convenience, and most importantly, peace of mind. Whether I'm home or away, I can manage anything right from my phone. My security system, home automation, my entertainment system, everything is right there at my fingertips. Our security lighting turns on as soon as we turn our alarm system on. So whether we're home going to sleep or away, we know that we're safe and our home feels protected. Just give them a call at 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit online slomans.com to learn how Sloman ShieldLink can give you peace of mind in your home and when you're on the go, just like me.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
can't take it anymore. Just like Paulie Rosenberg, who also hasn't gone home in about 15 days here, just gets in my ears. We'll come back for break. I tell you, next Monday, Tuesday, 4 to 8 inches. I'm done. I'm not even engaging that. It's a week out. I'm due to fly out of here Tuesday. I'm done with the 4 to 8 inches. Tonight, I just looked, another inch of snow. Enough. Don't you dare say I can't wait for hoodie season in August either. You sit there and you enjoy that heat and humidity.
Another snow, not storm, but just precipitation tonight?
Tonight, I just saw going to get like Staten Island, Long Island, another inch of snow. Now, again, that's...
Snowblower. And it's nothing compared to the 20 you just got.
It's not nothing, but here's where it's something. When you wake up tomorrow, who needs to move around an inch here, put more rock salt down? There's nowhere else to put it. It's just enough. It's enough. Also, Saturday was gorgeous. This Saturday is supposed to be gorgeous. It is. It's too much. I understand that the last couple of winters have been mild. It's time to start thinking about a dome. You have to put a dome.
And when all the snow melts, where's it going to go?
The whole city?
Pick your areas. We should have dome areas. They open, they close. We keep it climate controlled. I'll move to a dome. I'm in. And if pandemics happen, they happen. I understand. You open that back up. I can't take it anymore with the weather. Now, speaking of I can't take it anymore, Aaron Glenn has met the media here at the Combine. He might even still be speaking. So there's no audio here, Connor. I'm not going to make you stress, but a couple things to be important. I think Connor Hughes tweeted this. Aaron Glenn on the meeting with Woody Johnson in Palm Beach. Aaron Glenn said that he told Woody Johnson his vision of the team, and Woody asked him how he could help. He didn't push him to do anything. I'm sure it went down as smooth.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went.
That's definitely how it went down. Yeah, no, the Wink Martindale deal fell apart for nothing. Okay. Also, Aaron Glenn confirmed he is going to call the plays on the defense. No shocker there. Connected, that's what we talked about. And that calling plays on defense is his, quote, Tiki, superpower.
Well, I mean, it is what he did.
But if it's your superpower, shouldn't you have gone down swinging with that last year?
Yeah, but look, I get it. As a rookie head coach, you tend to make decisions that sometimes are wrong, and he completely trusted his defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks, and he shouldn't have. And
no.
Especially because you saw it early. It's not like this was week 8 or 9, and you started to say, yeah, something's a little off here. It was early from the very beginning. The fan bases were even complaining about how inept and lost and out of place they looked a lot of the times. And so we started blaming the players, and ultimately, a couple of them, the best ones got traded off. But maybe it was Steve Wilks. Maybe they weren't as bad as we made them out to be from a unit. Because a couple years ago, they weren't that bad.
Which brought me back to Quincy Williams. To tell me he fell off like that drastically.
That's a good point.
Okay, so just real quickly, again, no audio here. I got Zach Rosenblatt's Twitter up here, or X. A couple other things Aaron Glenn has said. Aaron Glenn said he made some mistakes last season that he will not replicate this year. So, like you said, maybe relying on Steve Wilks is one of those mistakes. He said that his coaching staff in terms of timeline was intentional because he wanted to take his time with it, which I could see making some sense, at least on the offensive side of the ball. I can't say the same on the defense. It was all intentional. And then the other part about Woody Johnson. Aaron Glenn said there's a narrative about Woody Johnson that needs to change. Here's how he operates. I spoke to him about my vision about the coaching staff. His answer is always, what can I help you to be successful? I'm fortunate to have an owner who operates that way. I think there's a version of that that's true. I think there's a version of that I do think Woody Johnson doesn't want the coach to fail and wants to help him operate. But like we indicated here with the Wink Martindale thing, I don't think that's full-blown. Like, I think Woody Johnson is going to step in and go, well, hold on, like, what am I paying you to do for? But I get it. He doesn't want the coach to fail. He wants the team to be well. So I guess. But Aaron Glenn up there, and they rushed Aaron Glenn up there before John Harbaugh speaks. He'll meet the media a little bit. We'll see if he says anything of interest. Now, back to your calls, 888-808-1019. How about Mark in Huntington? Mark, what's up?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What's up, Mark?
Good. Just wanted to let you know the animal in the Olympics is a stoat. Rhymes with boat, not a stout. Stout is beer.
Stout.
So it's a stoat.
Stoat.
You got that, Connor?
A stoat?
Yes.
A stoat.
Okay.
Save that for your trivia.
Yes.
Okay.
I will.
It seems like it's a big
Thanks,
weasel, essentially.
Like that guy.
Yeah.
Mike in Flatbush. Mike, what's up?
Oh, they do look like ferrets.
Tiki's going to be ordering those with the head strokes for Christmas. You mark my words. Mike, what's up?
Thanks for taking my call. Shaun, I suggest that you look at the win. I don't know if it was also Canada, but the women's team getting handed the stoat was like they couldn't keep a poker face on, even worse than the men.
So I did not see that. It's absurd to hand them these dollars.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the timing is off. I don't know. It must be some kind of contractual agreement, but it's just
Well, Mike, here's what I would
all.
say. Mike, we've all been to the hotel for the wedding, right? Let's say you've booked a wedding in a hotel, and usually there's like a little goodie bag waiting for you. Maybe there's a bottle of water, a thank you card, something like that. That's what's got to happen at the Hotel Village. You got to have the bag with the stoat already in it.
So did the gold medal winners get it too?
I think they do. Mike, did you see that? Do they?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they can flip it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they'll probably make a little money, but it's just in the moment. Like I
Yeah,
could get a
it's
sense.
bad. I think the gold
to be
medal does
honest,
get it.
I didn't see the game, but you could tell on their faces. These women getting handed a plush toy, and like they're having to hold back tears from just getting, losing in what must have been crushing fashion. It was comical.
Yeah, no good.
I wanted to say quickly that I don't know if you guys went over it, but the NFLPA, those report cards that Woody Johnson spearheaded, that they be sealed.
Right, to get rid of.
As someone said, they're going to get leaked, and I think, and as they were saying, like, it's going to give the players extra incentive to really rip the owners, if deserved, a new one, because you can't muzzle. I don't like the idea of muzzling players. It was a low move. And I also suggest people check out Joe B. interviewed, what was his name, Manish Mehta?
Yeah.
Who seems to be pretty keyed in, and he was saying what's very concerning to me. I mean, it's not any real news, but just the idea that it's confirmed by a couple of owners that he's close with. Nobody really respects the Johnson brothers, that in 25 years, these guys, they didn't find a clique in the owner's circle. And they just, the thing about with Glenn, what can I do to help you? Like, the spirit of it, I get it. Like, that sounds helpful. But you mean in a quarter of a century of owning a football team, you can't come up with some constructive help? I mean, they just don't know football. And hopefully Brick Johnson, can, like, be a wonderkind or whatever. But I got to say, I floated this before on air. If the Jets fans could get it together, get about 2 million of us, and own the team like the Packers fans do, that would be really something.
Once the buy-in, Connor would definitely buy in. Connor would be a Jet in a heartbeat. He'd be a Jet owner, one of 2,000.
Oh, 100%. My family currently is part owners of the Packers. We have a couple shares, 2 shares. We got cheese heads. So when the Jets are bad, we always let's go Pack go.
With the ownership situation.
All right, I finally found the video.
Okay. All right, what do we got?
Daily Joy USA. This is on Instagram. Heartbreaking Olympic moment as Canadian hockey stars receive their silver medals. Disappointment etched on their faces as they stand on the ice. Stunning white jerseys with bold maple leaves. Officials hand out adorable stuffed mascots, creating an awkward contrast. Every single one of them looks at him like, what in the bleep are you doing?
Because it's not the right time or place.
They already
to get
have
that.
the silver medal around their neck, so they've already gotten their silver medals, and now they're getting a stuffed animal. And they just look at it like, what?
They're not children.
No.
So in that moment, they have real emotion.
Yes.
You can't hand grown adults stuffed animals after losing a competition. You can't do it. Like that, you cannot do that and have the event be taken seriously. It's atrocious. More Aaron Glenn coming in. This from Brian Costello. Aaron Glenn said he decided to call the plays during the process of interviewing coaches. He said Wink Martindale was still a, quote, go after that, but he wanted Brian Duker, who was in Detroit. Now, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. You mean to tell me Aaron Glenn is claiming he thought Wink Martindale would be hired, but he preferred Brian Duker, who, remember, they did not interview until the night before he was hired virtually, and the Wink Martindale not taking the job news was already out there.
In defense of that, he did know him already.
Okay.
So the interview was kind of token, I would guess.
But the news of Wink Martindale not getting the job was already out there before that token interview happened.
No, you're right. That's the thing that just kind of baffles you.
He's protecting the owner. Aaron Glenn, as a good employee, is protecting the owner because he doesn't want to tell the world, the owner told me I couldn't hire Wink, so I'm calling the plays.
Right.
This makes no sense.
Right.
And I'm not believing it for a second. Come on. And I get it, Aaron Glenn. You got to do what you got to do. But, geez.
If we can just complete a pass, it would look good.
888-808-1019. Oh, boy, what murder's wrong? We'll do it. John and Maspeth. John, what's up?
John, what's up?
Fellas, what's up? Yeah, so before I make my Jeremiah Love point, I'm out here in the Poconos at my place over here for the last 3 days, and I'm trying to watch the Yankee game on the Gotham Sports app, and that thing is trash.
Yeah, they've had a lot of issues, man.
If any lawyer wants to do a class action lawsuit against them, feel free. But anyways, a bit of breaking news for the NFL. Brees Hall is going to be tagged, if not extended. Darren Muji just said that.
He just said
it? Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good for Jet fans because at least you're keeping them.
Yep, I see this now. It's now breaking on the headline.
Yeah. Now, for Jeremiah Love, I've had interest in him for a couple of years now. I'm in a high-stakes fantasy league where you draft college players and hold on to them. So I've had him for a couple of years in this league. And one team I could see drafted him, and I kind of hope they draft him, is the Chiefs. The Chiefs need a running back, and I think the Chiefs are going to do a whole revamp where they're going to try to trade for Kyle Pitts, who is going to get franchised by the Falcons. I think the Falcons aren't going to be able to work out a contract with him. Chiefs are going to trade for Pitts, draft the Love, and the whole league's going to be screwed for the next 5 to 7 years. We're going to see a whole new dynasty from the Chiefs and win 3 of the next 7 Super Bowls.
Oh, man.
Jeez, John.
Come on,
John's
John.
doing the Brady
You're right.
second half thing. They've been burned before. Remember, they took Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the back end of the first round, and that didn't work out. Now, I don't think Love's better than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Look, the Chiefs, this is a team that's really got to start rebuilding this offensive line in a hurry, clearly, and they keep getting burned with some of these wide receiver picks that can't seem to stay out of trouble, like Rashee Rice.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes is going to need help. I don't know if that help needs to be the running back position.
No. I mean, they do need a running back.
Right, but you think about the other holes.
They have more holes than they can fill. Now, is our teams like that are going to be relatively good? Mm-hmm. Can they afford to just take a running back in the first round? Sure.
Right.
But the question that we have to ask is does he last that long? I mean, the Chiefs are picking relatively high, but where are they picking?
No, they're lower. They didn't make the playoffs. Probably in the teens.
The Chiefs are picking. Do they have their first round pick? Oh, yeah, they're 9. So maybe.
They're 9?
Yeah.
The Chiefs are. Yeah, okay. Now, okay, by the way, the pick makes sense. Now.
Yes, it does.
Because if he's the best.
I was just telling you before when we talked about this that at 8, the Saints could take him.
Because I was thinking in the teens, if he's a top 10 talent and you're a team like the Chiefs, you are the kind of team that can take a running back there. I do have to retract what I said. I guess that would make sense. But also, like, who's to stop the Chiefs from taking Jordan Tyson if he's available in the first round? You could get one of the really stud wide receivers. What a sick world that the Chiefs are picking top 10.
Right.
That's another thing. If there's no NFL draft lottery and you're 1 year when you go bad after being in multiple Super Bowls, I think you should be punished by 5 picks at a minimum. Constantine in Holmdale. Constantine, what's up?
What's up, Constantine?
What's up? Thanks for taking my call, guys. So I just want to get your intel on what the Giants plan for the draft. Possibly re-sign Wan'Dale Robinson for, $15 million a year. Hopefully he takes that. How concerned are you? I think you know a lot more about injuries than me.
Yeah.
How concerned are you for Neighbors coming back, and if you want to draft a receiver or draft downs? And I just want to get your,
Well, I think a receiver is definitely being added, and maybe Wan'Dale, but it's also there's definitely going to be another veteran brought in, or a second or third round draft pick, because the Giants have to create insurance in case Malik Neighbors isn't right early. And there's a good chance, and we don't know yet. The reports aren't solidified yet about where he is in his treatment and his recovery.
Shane did say today they expect him ready for the start of training camp.
Ready for the start of training camp, whatever that means.
Whatever, exactly.
Look, he's already had tons of issues with health. Mostly that was foot issues or toe issues. I forget what it was exactly.
Dating back to college.
Yeah, going back to college, toe or something like that. And so he was missing practice and now you're having to not only recover from ACL, which is straightforward, it's the meniscus tear that you really have to be cautious with. And the last thing you want to do is rush him out there. And so if you pause that and you don't get him out on the field until August, is he really going to be ready to go to run 50 or 15 or 20 or 30 routes a game? I don't see that happening. So you got to have some insurance. And the last thing you want is for him to go down and to be stuck with an inferior wide receiver room.
Darius Slayton dropping big passes.
Right.
Week 1 is number 1. Right.
Yeah. Wide receiver is it's not talked about as much, but it is probably where they really need to focus.
The other twist on wide receiver is this. For all the screaming and yelling we did about Jackson Dart not protecting himself and running the football too much, he really did that. Remember, Neighbors gets hurt the first quarter he's playing with Jackson Dart, and then Cam Scadaboo gets hurt a couple weeks later. Those were his top two weapons. And every time he wanted to throw a big pass, Theo Johnson dropped the pass.
Yes.
Darius Slayton dropped the pass. You know the sneaky best way to get Jackson Dart not to be running recklessly? Give him as many weapons that get open as possible.
Right.
Where he could throw the football, and he is not the weapon.
Right.
So I would keep an eye on that, and you're right. And I also learned my lesson with Andrew Thomas last year. If a guy is not ready for week one, I got to stop freaking out about it. Because what is better for the team ultimately throughout the season is, despite the fact that it's 17 games, it is a long season.
Yes.
And if Malik Neighbors cannot play until week 4 of this year, while that will suck not to have him those first couple weeks, the Giants will be able to function offensively because of the quarterback now, and I would rather have the long-term health. So I'm going to be okay. I'm not going to put that in the oh God, this is a bad day for idioms. Put that in a storage container.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Dude,
what were you trying to say? I
don't even know anymore, man. I need to go home and take a hot shower and just be done with the city. I've had it with this snow. 4 to 8 inches I'm seeing on Monday. I'm supposed to fly out next Tuesday. I can't take it anymore. It's enough. Are we even going to have Yankee Stadium and Citi Field cleared at the end of the month? Are they even going to be playable? We have to start neutral site games. This sucks.
End of next month.
Yeah, okay. It's about to be March.
Yeah.
How are they cleaning that field?
It better be.
We just keep dumping inches and inches and inches. I can't even get words right. Where were we? Back to Breece Hall. Yeah, Darren Muji says, if you're just joining us, Breece Hall will be with the Jets next season. If they can't sign him, they will tag him. Hall is going nowhere. So Breece Hall, keep those Jets Breece Hall jerseys. He will be on the team next year.
Good for them.
Good for them. And that also tells you why they weren't so quick to tag him either.
Right.
That means they're trying to work out the long-term deal with him.
Right.
And I think that's the right thing.
We think that they are.
Well, you think this is a little pump fake?
Well, we haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, and what Breece Hall said this weekend, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Or whatever happens, happens. Whatever the
Right.
quote happened.
It doesn't sound like he's optimistic based on if they're truly having conversations. You would say we're looking forward to trying to get a deal done with them.
Well, I guess maybe that's more in reference to they're not meeting in this long-term deal what his value and what the Jets are, and they're going to do what happened with the Giants to Saquon. And I'm sure Saquon wasn't thrilled with the idea of playing on the tag.
Yeah.
Remember what happened with Saquon? They worked out like some weird other language within the deal for the 1-year deal where he could have got some bonus money, but it was really
kind of
nothing.
like a tag, but it really wasn't.
Right. So maybe that's where Breece Hall just doesn't want to play in a 1-year deal. But Breece Hall will be a Jet next year. That, according to Darren Muji. All right, we'll continue to take your calls when we come back. Plus, an interesting rule proposal on the table. It's Evan and Tiki on the Fan. Connor, you good? All right.
Should I go?
You should go, bud.
Okay. This portion of the program is sponsored by CalSheet. The world is always changing. Now you can trade on what happens next with CalSheet. What will the president say during his State of the Union address? Trade the outcomes live on CalSheet. Download the CalSheet app and use code FAN to get $10 when you trade $10. CalSheet, trade on anything.
Right to Sharp, pass out Williams, right wing three. Good!
The Nets are back in Brooklyn taking on the Mavericks. 7:30 tonight.
Back to Zaire to the rim and a two-hand slam.
The home of Brooklyn Nets basketball is the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Odyssey apps.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Town Fair Tire, New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, you get it all. The guaranteed lowest price, the most free services, and we accept all valid rebates from any manufacturer and from our competition. Yes, we accept them all, even competitor rebates. Town Fair Tire, New England's largest discount tire dealer, now with over 120 stores from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
866-323-7529. 250 Pele, Saddlebrook. Diana Magala, licensed in New York and New Jersey. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Chick-fil-A's new Frosted Sodas and Floats. It's a 10 out of 10. Hey, this is Lizzie, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new Frosted Sodas and Floats is how well they go together. You will love having your favorite soda blended with our creamy ice stream to make a new Frosted Soda or Float. With the mix of the ice stream and soda fizz, it's so delicious, I call it Fizzalicious.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new Frosted Soda and Float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
The President's Day sales event is happening now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. With incredible lease offers on all new Jeep and Ram trucks, you'll see why more Americans are electing to get their vehicles from Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
It's Dunkin's world and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee. Whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself, because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions. Participation in times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online online at CertaPro.com.
See what sets Mazda apart in the Mazda CX-5. The smart choice for those who expect more from their drive. With standard iActive all-wheel drive and advanced safety features, the CX-5 gives you confidence in every condition. Its effortless handling and responsive performance set it apart from the crowd. Inside, you'll find thoughtful, crafted design for comfort and connection. There's more to a Mazda. Lease the 2025 Mazda CX-5 for $209 a month. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
I'm Pat Boyle, here to help you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. The Lakers were embarrassed by the Celtics on Sunday night, and if you believe in bounce-back spots, this is a great opportunity for them. Lakers are hosting the Magic, who are playing their 4th game in 6 days since the All-Star break ended. Orlando's been a mediocre squad for most of the season, and they're under 500 on the road. The last 4 times the Lakers lost by double digits, they responded with a double-digit win. I think that trend continues. I'm laying the points with L.A. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
No matter the season, New York sports never stop. Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets. If it's happening, we're talking about it. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
All right, this Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Rutgers hosts Washington at 6:30 p.m. tonight. The Mavericks are flying into New York, hopefully right now, to play the Nets at the Barclays. And the Knicks are headed to Cleveland for a Peacock special versus the Cavs. And Tiki, today's window seat is brought to you by Windorama. Save up to 40% during their winter warm-up sale. We'll have a window seat tonight to a fun Knicks-Cavs game. The Knicks obviously coming off back-to-back wins over the weekend. They are 2-0 versus the Cleveland Cavs this year. The Cavs are looking for their 8th win in their last 9 games. So here we go, a game in Cleveland tonight between 2 of the Eastern Conference powerhouses. And obviously, Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns in that window seat as well. They've both averaging more than 20 points this season. Look, we're not going to overreact. We're not going to underreact. But this now goes in line with the Knicks have beat the Cavs twice this year. They've struggled with the Pistons.
Yep.
There's blood in the water with the Knicks playing Eastern Conference contenders. You almost throw out those previous 2 games, out the window here. You just want to see the Knicks versus a team they're going to have to deal with in the East, give you a strong effort tonight, continue the winning way.
No, you're right. And it's mostly because the faith in the Knicks, while I think solid, is not – it's not absolute.
Yes.
It's almost like just keep proving it. Keep proving it and do it day in and day out. And it's from everybody, but mostly Karl Anthony Towns. Give me something every day that makes me want to continue to believe that you're the best team in the East. Because people want to believe that, but I don't think they fully do believe that. And so against good teams, especially an improved Cavs team with James Harden, it's an important test. Let's put it that way.
And obviously Brunson logged 34 points, remember, in that Christmas Day game, which I believe was the last time these 2 teams played. So interesting spot here for the Knicks. We know we'll be all over it at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Will Evan be here? We don't know. Evan out with the back injury. So we're still getting talks here. I know John Harbaugh is about to speak or is speaking with the media. If you're just joining us, Darren Muji did tell the media that Breece Hall will either be here long-term or he will be tagged. But he will be here next year as a New York Jet. We've covered a lot of the Giant storylines. Joe Shane speaking, saying that his role really has not changed. He is still the general manager of the Giants. I did want to get some rule change stuff into you, and this is more going down the line here, Tiki. The UFL, which is the combination of the USFL and the XFL, is doing something unique here this season. And look, can the NFL follow suit? It takes one league to start something and see how it works to become a feeder into the league. For any field goal that is at least 60 yards, the UFL is awarding 4 points.
Oh, my Lord. Really?
They're awarding 4 points. And when I read this, I don't like gimmicky stuff, right? We had the Paul Pierce thing yesterday with, make the 3-point arc
So this is a 3-point shot or a 4-point shot now for the NFL.
So think about the NFL and the way we've talked about the long-range field goals. Making a 60-yarder. Now, again, it's going to be in the UFL once for this year. Now, and are their kickers as good? I know Brandon Aubrey came from there. I don't know. But in the NFL, I don't think I'd hate this, Tiki, because you know why? Strategy happens now.
It's also strategic because they're banning punts inside the 50-yard line.
Yes.
So if you're inside the 50, you either have to kick a field goal or go for it on fourth down. And so,
which is wild.
It's wild because now, let's say you suck at going for it on fourth down, you're essentially giving the other team the ball 10 yards away from field goal position.
Okay, here's what I don't understand, though, about this.
Yeah.
Let's say you're on the 48 or the 49 approaching that 50, and it's like a 3rd and long. Are you going for it only to get tackled short of the sticks?
That's true.
Or would you punt on third down?
Or now you have to. Yeah, you could punt on third down.
Like, it changes all the philosophy on it.
Yeah, it does.
And if you are 61 yards out on a field goal try, okay, and it's a 3rd and 4, what is worth it to you? Do you want to make it a 59-yard field goal try and lose the point, or is it worth it to try to get 4 points out of it with a 60-yard?
That's true.
There's a ton of strategy in what you do offensively involved. I'm actually interested in it. I think it's different. The NFL, though, still hasn't even adopted the onside kick rule that these spring leagues like, which is you can go for the fourth down. I wish that would happen. But I saw this today. I was like, 60-yarders, 4 points? The way the NFL's going, I mean, why not? Yeah. I mean, it's just another field goal the Giants could lose by another point since everybody makes 60-yarders versus them. But
right.
I'd be all in. Also on Brandon Aubrey. Stephen Jones said they were not going to tag Brandon Aubrey or anything like that. He's a free agent, too. And they're not sure about what the long-term deal is going to happen. I just say this. Of all the free agents and all the sexy positions.
Go get him. I don't care who you are.
Could you imagine, and I was fine with Ben Souls, if the Giants could sign Brandon Aubrey, I would invest in that kind of weapon at the kicker position.
I agree.
That's
I 100% agree. If there is a kicker free agent that you would want to maybe overspin where you weren't thinking about it, it would be him.
Yes, I would be ecstatic if they didn't sign Wan'Dale Robinson but signed Brandon Aubrey. Brandon Aubrey is more important than Wan'Dale Robinson is to a team. I'm sorry.
There were some other UFL changes as well. They banned the tush push.
Which is funny.
I know.
But I guess at that level of play, maybe you don't do it right.
Right.
Okay.
The 2-point conversion, they've now moved it up to the 2, where it was the 5.
All right.
So just like it's now like the NFL. The kickoff, the kicker kicks from farther way back, so you have more receiving room for the return teams. And then this is I don't know if I love this one. They adopted the NCAA rule that requires only 1 foot in bounds for a completed catch.
I hate that.
Yes.
I hate it. I hate watching college players go up and get it. Now, it's easier to officiate.
Yes.
But why? I don't care about it being easier to officiate. 2 feet down should be a catch.
I mean, it's what makes you a pro. Because it's hard to get 2 feet in bounds sometimes, especially if your quarterback is leading you too far out of bounds, whatever the circumstance may be. It's just much harder to get 2 feet down. And now you can just have 1 foot down or a hand. I guess that matters in the NFL.
Yes.
If you put your hand down, right? If you put your hand down, it's
a hand equals 2 feet.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm all on board on 2 feet happening. John Harbaugh is meeting the media now. We will continue to monitor that. 888-808-1019. Brian in Northport. Brian, what's up?
Hey, Brian.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call. So I don't want to see more points for kicking. I don't watch football to see field goals. And I think I have a solution that's the simplest way to, these field goals are creeping back and back and back. Why not just make it you cannot kick a field goal from your own territory? You have to cross the 50-yard line. And then it's simple. It's cut and dry.
Yeah.
You have to be in enemy territory. You cannot kick a field goal. Then it puts a cap on it, and that's it. It's done.
Yeah, the other thing you could do is narrow the post, just so it's harder.
I know, but how narrow are we talking?
Only a couple feet per side.
Okay.
So you're like maybe even just a foot.
A foot I'll live with.
Yeah, so it's. I
don't want to make him too skinny to kick through.
I agree, but a foot makes a big difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, it does.
Because think of how many of those field goals or even just extra points that we see that are just they miss or they make by inches.
Yeah, or they shank off the post.
Exactly. So I think it's not much. I'm not saying drastically change the width of the field goal. I'm saying just bring it in a foot. Just makes it harder.
It does.
Especially from distance.
I'm nervous to take this call because Richard Manhattan, anytime I do a weekend show, is he'll line you up on there.
Yeah.
This is prime time here for Richard Manhattan. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. Rich, what do you got?
Fellas, field goals, let's bring it down to 2 points.
Bring it down?
Points.
Okay.
Yeah. Instead of 3, keep everything the same, 2 points. April 2nd, 1982.
Yeah.
44 years ago. 2 feet of snow. Baseball was canceled in the Northeast for 1 week.
Wow.
2 feet of snow, April 2nd.
What a time.
Yep. Hughes family. Definitely should be reality show.
Yeah.
What would the title be?
I like that.
Yeah.
My three sons.
Richard, you're bringing your A game.
I got a lot on that now.
That's a good one.
Cottonwood kept saying yesterday, I got to correct him respectfully, that Jack Hughes was toothless. He's not toothless. 2 teeth were chipped. He's going to need 2 root canals, 2 posts, and 2 crowns to keep the fine.
Yes.
He just needs a lot of work.
Dr.
Now,
Shepis.
last night,
Dr.
I had
Jay
a preview-
Shepis is going to do that for him, by the way. That's my neighbor, also the Giants doctor.
And he's going to do Jack Hughes' teeth?
He's the devil's dentist.
Wow.
All right, fellas, last night you had a possible, and I'll tell you the significance because it's a huge significant thing. If you have a final of San Antonio and Detroit.
Yes. Got a little chippy last night.
Well, I'm going to tell you the significance of this. Up until a few years ago, you needed 3 stars. Then it went down to 2 stars. This will be the first final, if it happens, and I've been watching NBA basketball since Bob Cousy in 1963. So this is my 64th year of watching NBA basketball, 6-4.
Okay.
This will be the first time ever, and if both of them are in, one will get the championship, that the both finalists had one player only as the dominant player.
Cade Cunningham and Victor Wembanyama.
And Cunningham. I can go back to Rick Barry. I can go back to Lou Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had Oscar. Elvin Hayes had Wes Unseld. Everyone you can say. Steph had Klay Thompson. Everyone had a Batman Robin situation, and some had 3. Dwayne Wade with LeBron. This will be the only one of the 2. Either one. Both. It's unbelievable how the NBA has evolved.
Yeah.
Which is better for the league, Rich. Which is better for the league.
You can just have a star and
Yes.
and role players.
Now, they're not just, this isn't Allen Iverson's 76ers or LeBron in the early days of the Cavs carrying them to a finals with that. These are really good teams around them. But yeah, for the focal point star, I think you make a lot of sense, Rich. John Harbaugh did speak to the media about Wan'Dale Robinson, Jermaine Illuminor, and Cordell Flott. Tell me what you think of this quote, Tiki.
Let's hear it.
I saw guys we want back. Now, do we have the wherewithal to bring them back? And is it a good use of resources? That's the next part of the conversation.
That means no. That basically means we don't have the money to do it.
We're not
as much as great as it sounds, and we like them, and they played great for us. Unless Wan'Dale Robinson's taking a deal underneath his value, it's going to be hard for him to sign.
Now, do you interpret that as that means we're not bringing back all 3 or none of the 3?
I think it means any of the 3.
Any of the 3. Okay. Very interesting.
But again, not necessarily all 3.
I'm fine if any of those guys aren't back. Like, I get it. I also, a lot of those guys are either...
Yeah, well, I think they can not... Cordell Flott's the one that I think it's harder to replace. He's the hardest one to replace.
Because you have to find a starting corner that can stick
because
in
there's such a need. There's a massive need.
Yeah.
Now, Tay Banks is still here, and he's still on his rookie deal. And so... And again, I told you, we had this conversation last football season. At the end of last football season, my fear with Tay Banks is that when you interact with him, he feels immature still. Well, and so at some point, if he matures, learns how to be a pro, hell, look at Abdul Carter from what we perceived of him early and then what we saw at the end. If Deonte Banks is a really good athlete, so if he matures and go someplace else and turns into a great corner, how pissed off would we be?
Oh, we'd be fuming.
Right. But it's at some point you just got to say it's not working. We got to cut bait. And that's not happening this year. But it's on the precipice of happening because he's in his 4th year.
I will live if Deonte Banks goes somewhere else and is a great corner. I'll live with it because it just didn't happen here. What I won't live with is John Harbaugh, which I believed him, up there talking about how much he wants guys that love football.
Yeah.
I can say without a shadow of a doubt that 2 guys on the Giant roster do not love football, and that's Deonte Banks and Jalen Hyatt. I don't think they do.
I think Deonte Banks loves success.
Okay, but loving success and loving football are not the same.
Right. He doesn't love the work.
Yeah.
And you saw it when he returned. Remember he returned the kickoff for a touchdown?
Yes. He loved celebrating that he did something.
Well, he loved celebrating, and the guys around him loved celebrating with him.
Yeah, I don't think they think he's a bad guy or not a fun guy.
Right. It's just do you have the desire to want to be great? Because if you don't want to be great, then there's no spot. There's no place for you.
Okay, and look, is he allowed as a former first-round pick that's on the value of the deal under John Harbaugh to go prove himself that he can, in fact, love football?
Well, it's going to happen because he's going to be here.
He's going to, okay.
Because they don't have the depth to just be gone.
So you're right, but here's the problem. I'm not going to be able to, if Cordell Flott leaves, take the start of this era seriously. If Deontay Banks
is penciled in as the starter.
Yeah, if he enters training camp as a starting corner on this team, how do I take anything about what you said about guys who want to love football and everything? Right. You just hand him that he. Now,
right.
Sure,
and it's not even me saying this. John Harbaugh said this.
He said that. I took him at that, and that was the biggest rallying cry I got pumped up about.
Me too.
You can't lose Cordell Flott and pivot in their plan as well. At least we have Deontay Banks. That cannot be the post-draft or post-free agency conversation when we hear from Harbaugh and Shane. It cannot. Now, if you have to turn to him because the team is banged up and he's here, well, that's part of the deal, right? Like, I get that. You cannot start camp with that. We do have, this is the best part of the combine. It's why we led with it. More and more news coming out. Quarterback news. Nick Caserio, Texans general manager, has come out. He called trade speculation about his quarterback, C.J. Stroud, quote, moronic, and insisted the team is, quote, not trading C.J.
Why would they?
Well,
especially this year.
The take for it would be you could work out a long-term deal with him this offseason, or you're going to let him play on kind of that lame dunk thing. Now, he has a great year next year. You're going to maybe pay a lot more than you would on a long-term deal this year.
Right, but this is his fourth year, and they still have the fifth year option. If they so desire.
Yeah, and I guess we've all talked about, outside of Malik Willis, who do you trust adding from the quarterback room? The Texans are a team that feels like they're ready to compete now.
And
who's the better option than C.J. Stroud?
They're not a team that's going to say, let's rebuild for a season.
They can't. They're riding the high of what they've built with the defense.
Yes.
So I guess that does make sense. We were only looking at it from the Jet point of view, guys who would become available, but who the hell are they going to get? The other part of this is, and we knew this was coming, on March 11th when the league year begins, Kirk Cousins will be released by the Atlanta Falcons and their new regime. So circle that, put it in pencil, put it in pen. That is absolutely going to be a name to keep an eye on with the New York Jets. Tiki, would you make that the favorite?
He's my favorite. And we talked about this earlier in the show, mainly because of who they hired as their offensive coordinator. Now, if I was the Giants, I'm not saying, yeah, go get Kirk. Last year, I'm not saying, yeah, let's go get Kirk Cousins. That makes perfect sense for what Dabes and Mike Kafka were looking to do. But when I look at what Frank Reich has done and his offensive system, Kirk Cousins fits what he wants to do. So it makes sense. And he's a veteran. It's going to be relatively cheap. You're not paying him top dollar. It's not going to be inexpensive, but it's not going to be ridiculous.
And it's a competent enough professional.
Right. And even if you find your quarterback in a year or two, whatever, he'll be a great backup.
Yes,
at
exactly.
38 years old or wherever heck
he's got some
being.
Mark Brunell in him. He could hang around and back you up and be fine. And he's also not the kind of signing that if you do, like we started the show, draft a Ty Simpson in the first round, Kirk Cousins is not going to stop you from going to a pick that you take at the quarterback position. Look, you bring back Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson comes back healthy. Kirk Cousins is, behind two tackles that are pretty good. Yeah, you at least have some semblance of professionality on the football field.
I agree.
It doesn't mean they're great. It doesn't mean they're going to be a playoff team, but they shouldn't be the biggest embarrassment in football. Connor, would a Kirk Cousins-led Jets be okay for you next year?
Absolutely not. The prospect of seeing Kirk Cousins out there week one makes me not want to even watch any of the games next year.
But it's better than Justin Fields.
Is it? At least with Justin Fields, you feel like he has the physical traits. He just needs to put it all together. Kirk Cousins, you know what he is. The Jets just moved on from Aaron Rodgers, who was an aging quarterback off a torn Achilles. Now they're going to go to Kirk Cousins, who's another aging quarterback a year removed from a torn Achilles. You know what he's going to give you. They'll be okay, I guess. Although he was pretty bad with Atlanta last year when he was out there. And at least if there's someone else like that's not a great quarterback, but at least is a higher upside guy, I think every Jet fan would rather watch that than go into the year, week one, with Kirk Cousins.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. There's the Green family who owns the Packers talking. The one thing we didn't get to today, I did want to get Tiki's thoughts on this because he did a lot of the Olympic hockey. Did you see the Tariq Skubal news?
No.
Did you see this, Connor? Skubal?
He's only pitching one game, right?
The World Baseball Classic's coming up. He said he was going to be on Team USA.
Yeah.
He announced yesterday his priority is going to be getting ready for the Tiger season, so he'll make just one start for Team USA, and it'll be in pool play, not the knockout round, and people are freaking out about it.
Wow.
What do you make of that?
So it's almost like he's taking a spot, and he's not going to contribute when it matters.
Right. Now, they could add somebody after.
Yeah,
So
of course.
He wants the pride of putting on the American uniform.
But doesn't want to be there for the long haul. Now, the reality is the WBC is how long of a tournament?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
He would only make like another 2 starts
Probably
anyway.
only start 2 times. Yeah, but
pool play, not a knockout round. So I guess he's going to be there from the beginning, then leave and go back to Tigers.
So that's essentially he's doing his spring training for Team USA.
Yeah.
So if you look at it like that, he's not really committed to being on Team USA for the WBC, but he wants to do it, wants to put on the USA uniform, but he also doesn't want to not have the I don't know, the spring training experience. Not necessarily with his team,
right?
Just from his development process.
His development. Now,
I get that, man.
I get it.
I can understand.
But here's
that.
the thing: he says like he's committed to the Tigers. Like Max Fried flat out said, no, he's not going at all to Team USA. He's focused on the Yankees, and that fired me up. This is a weird one, and I do wonder with the future of Scooble, and we're all talking about the end of this year, maybe him going to the Dodgers. Do you think this is just more about, you know what? Now that I'm getting into this thing, do I really want to be going so full throttle? Trying to be an American hero here that I'm trying to protect myself because I'm trying to make a ton of money at the end of the season?
No, you don't. You got to look out for number one first.
Which is him. Which brings me to the overall point. Isn't Scooble telling us all what we should already know going to this World Baseball Classic? If you're looking forward to watching these games, by all means, we're dying for competitive baseball, and I understand it.
But how many innings? He's talking about one start.
One start.
How many innings is he talking about?
4 innings, whatever
Yeah.
it is, going to pitch Team USA.
Right.
But if Scooble's feeling this way and he's the player, this is the opposite of the way the hockey players felt, where they were, Jack Hughes is rushing back from an injury to go play for the American team.
Right.
We could stop pretending the World Baseball Classic means as much as we'd like to make it seem like it means.
Right.
Like, can we just be honest about it?
It's not the same. It's not
the same.
Team USA.
It doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. It doesn't mean some of the games aren't fun. But guys, like a couple of years ago when we were talking, it was Trout and Shohei Ohtani. People wanted to make it seem like it was one of the great baseball moments of all time. It's not. It's not because the tournament doesn't mean anything. It's the same reason we were upset when Edwin Diaz got hurt celebrating in the World Baseball Classic. One of the star pitchers of baseball is putting on the jersey just to say he did it and dipping back to Lakeland, Florida to go play with the Tigers.
Right.
Let's not, in a couple weeks, let's not pretend this is a big deal. Let's not pretend it's a big deal. Scooble's telling you it's not.
Right.
And it just shows you it means a lot to some, it doesn't mean a lot to others. If Aaron Judge made the decision to say, listen, I want to play for Team USA, but I'm only going to do it for a couple of weeks and come back.
Right.
He'd probably get you a lot of scrutiny, but I get it. I'm not blaming Scooble.
Yeah, but it's different for a pitcher, I think.
Because there's more in the line, but you don't have to pitch every day. The players are out there throwing the body around every day.
Yeah, but it's just,
or
it's
however,
just,
3
but
times
it's just
a week.
baseball. It's baseball. For a pitcher, though, you're risking some sort of injury.
Aren't you swinging hard and oblique injuries and all that?
but-
I think injuries are injuries.
But aren't they? They're more fearful when it's a pitcher injury. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, they're definitely more fearful. Now, I guess the question would be also, if he's already saying this, should he even be allowed to make that start and pool play?
Yeah, because he's Tarek Scooble.
So you just take it, you start there.
Right. You just have to accept it.
We're going to end up with Clayton Kershaw throwing the most important innings for Team USA, and he's not even in the major leagues this year, which just, again, shows you the tournament. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. I applaud Scooble.
I mean, Scooble, he really can't do his normal spring training routine while playing for the USA team.
Well, that's the other part of this, is that...
And they're going for it.
Yeah.
It's not like Detroit is saying, yeah, this is, whatever. We're just holding on to them until we trade them. Like, they're going for it.
They signed Verlander. They
Right.
signed, who'd they sign? Framber Valdez? We still have to do new team who dis, by the way, with Evan when he comes back. But yeah, I think Scooble is kind of looking out for himself more than the Tigers when he says this. But to your point,
He can go 2 innings, 3 innings, or whatever. He doesn't have to go 8 or 9, right?
The reason I never had an issue with the timing of the World Baseball Classic, I know some have tried to talk about moving it to the summer, and I wouldn't be against like the championship happening All-Star Week or whatever, but these guys are still getting ready for the baseball season. So they're getting their at-bats and they're throwing their innings. You are still doing it, but I guess it's just an element of how much more ramped up and competitive is it?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Shouldn't you be out there competing every time you pitch? What does that mean? In spring training starts, they're going to throw 5 miles an hour less?
Well, you're just not. You're probably not going as hard as you normally would.
But even as a player, like as a position player, what does that mean? Like you're just going to run less hard?
Probably.
Okay. And now you feel
You don't
obligated
want to pull a
do it?
hamstring a la Brett Beatty.
But you're going to do that in the World Baseball Classic? It's just weird. It's just a
Seems
weird thing.
un-American. Almost as un-American as you, Sean.
I know.
I'm not un-American. I'm very American, and I say what everybody's thinking, and you know that. You know that. I did see the Hughes brothers. Everybody's going to the State of the Union tonight, the men's hockey team.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, boy. Enjoy that.
And then back for Devils at least.
Then when are the Devils
Bruins.
back? Thursday? Devils
Wednesday.
Bruins?
Wednesday.
So tomorrow. We're
Tomorrow.
back from the Are you going?
No, I can't. We have a date night.
We'll take you date night to the Prudential Center.
There's no way I'm going on a date with Tracy. We haven't been on a date in like 3 weeks.
Evan takes
to the
his
Prudential
wife-
Center.
his
I
wife
got
on
a
dates
date tonight. I'm taking Tegan to see a show on Broadway.
Okay, yes. You
Just
were saying,
me and Tegan.
So you and your youngest daughter, show on Broadway, and we're seeing. Oh, you don't want to give away where you are tonight, right? Do you?
Oh, yeah, we're going to see Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. That's a nerd convention, isn't it?
Well, she's 9 and she likes the scary stuff.
Okay, so she likes scary stuff. You love a good Stranger Things. Now, how do you act out Stranger Things on Broadway with songs?
I don't know, but I've heard that it's important for the whole story.
So
Like you learn
music.
stuff about the story, and I've already seen the last season, but you learn the interim stuff leading into the last season.
Okay, that's
Broadway.
actually a good point. So it's multiple seasons as a TV show.
Yes,
How do you tell
but the Broadway
story?
show was what's missing from the TV show.
Okay, so these are missing parts
Yes.
of the show.
Yes,
Or how you said this is about leading into the last season.
yeah.
I guess that's it. I guess
So-
if you're a
so
diehard.
it could be interesting.
Yeah, I remember.
It
yeah.
could be terrible, or it could be interesting.
But you know what's a night out with you, Dora?
Right.
We're doing. Are we eating popcorn in there, or what are we doing?
I mean, she's probably gonna. What is she gonna have? Yeah, probably popcorn.
Popcorn. I don't even know. Broadway shows, is that a popcorn
Yeah,
candy
they
deal?
do. But they have Twizzlers.
Twizzlers. But you're not supposed to. Are you supposed to eat during Broadway, or is that only in the intermission?
Yeah, you can.
Do they have cookie dough bites?
Good question,
Because that's always the go-to.
Is it just like the movie theater?
It's not just like the movie theater, but it's similar.
Huh.
But it's not. I think it's just not as many choices.
Okay. All right. My daughter's seen her first Broadway show tonight too.
Is
Not
she?
with me because I'm going the hell home. Seen En Juliet.
Oh.
Juliet N.
Fantastic. They're both gonna love it.
Yeah, my wife and her heading in.
You're
So
gonna
we're
love it.
It's
one of my favorite shows.
The best part is I'm going home for the first time since Sunday afternoon. They're on their way into the city. I still won't see my wife and daughter when I get home. But we got to shovel out a lot of stuff. Thanks to Connor Green for stepping up. We hope that Evan is here tomorrow. If not, me and Tiki will be back. Long Island Railroad, please get me home. I have not been home. Tiki, enjoy Broadway.
Safe travels.
Safe travels. All right. Craig, the Carton Show with C-Mac. That'll come your way. Hoffman's in the house. We're ready to go. We'll be back with you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of the Combine Talk.